not be able to stay home, brother.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will cause a whole lot of jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Will have a whole lot of jumping shit.
What's going on, party people? It's your man, 50 Grand, the Godfather, Nate Milton, and you are about to listen to another excellent episode from the Nefarious Media Network. Since January of 2025, we have been putting it down for the crown, and we've been committed to bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned-up commentary as it pertains to the worlds of sports, politics, pop culture, pro wrestling, entertainment, and life. Yes, life. This thing that we are all just trying to get through day by day. An electric word called life, as the man used to say. And that brings us to the drive for 500. Yes, 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization, and 500 Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. That's our stretch goal for the year. Because if we hit those marks, it allows us the flexibility and the freedom and the funds, quite honestly, to do some more things here at the network, to be more consistent with our shows, to bring you new shows, and to bring some people on to help with production. So if you believe in us, man, if you believe in what we're doing here, because we got a lot of hard-working people, myself included, working 50, 60 hours a week at the shoot jobs, got families, got kids, got responsibilities, but we still do this, man, because we love this and we believe in this. And if you believe in us and you love the shows that we do, help us out, man. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. That's all we asking, because we are trying to change the game by any means necessary, even if those means may be nefarious.
This is the Parley, a place where guests are required to put their money where their mouth is, where we double down on the discourse and conversation. That's the only currency accepted. Proudly presented by the Nefarious Media Network.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, people all over the world? Welcome to another edition of the Parley, presented by the Nefarious Media Network. Like that lady said off the top, this is the place where conversation is key, aka Cash Patel's favorite show to illegally monitor. Cash Patel Records, taking over for the 99 and 2000s. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about on this edition of the show. Shout out to everybody checking us out live Monday evening, week before Thanksgiving week, man, and we going to make it do what it do. So without any further ado, let me introduce the panel for this edition of the Parlay. First up, this is a surprise entrant to the roster tonight because we left the NWA podcast last night on Post Wrestling, and this brother told me he won't going to be able to make it. So I'd already made up my mind that he won't going to be here. But lo and behold, this brother surprised me, man. So I got to bring him out. Y'all know this man as the leader of the Mid-Card Mafia, the holder of the Shula Fala, and one half of the team that brings you Ring Theory here on the Nefarious Media Network each and every month. Y'all give it up for Upper Mid-Card, Jay Lacey. Jay, what's good, brother?
Brother Nate, what's happening, my man? I mean, I'm feeling very good today. Very refreshed, surprisingly, after, a 5-hour marathon show. But, it was good conversation. It was a good show, and I'm looking forward to the conversation that we got lined up this afternoon/evening.
Absolutely. We're going to keep the party going, brother. Like I said, man, that lady off the top told you what this was all about. So let's bring on the next guest to the program, the next team member here at Nefarious. And what do you know? It's that lady from the top of the show. Y'all give it up from the Avengers Initiative herself, Brittany Monet in the building. What's up, Cap?
Hello. I've been enjoying this cold, kind of rainy day in Southern California. I'm off work, so yeah, I'm glad to be here with you guys. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, man. It has been a minute, but that's all right, man. We gonna have some fun this week, and let's bring in the last member of the team. At least for now, we may have another guest pop in further down the line. But this man is known worldwide as one of the greatest producers in the podcast game today. Some people refer to him as the Caitlin Clark of production. That's why we call him Caitlin Dark. Y'all give it up for the Shador Sanders of this outfit. Two-way Ray Williams. Ray, how you feeling about that intro, man? I know we threw a lot at you for those that are watching on the live feed, man. How you feel about that intro, brother?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm trying to get everything together. It always seems as though I always got two steps forward, and then when I try to swap up, it's one step back. But we all stayed quiet, so nobody will notice that if it's audio. So
Ray was like, "You never told me they was gonna blitz, coach." Thought this was two-hand touch, brother. No, but that was an excellent job, Ray. Like I like the way things are starting to come together, starting to coalesce, man. And we got a lot to talk about this week. Of course, we got some Thanksgiving memories to share, some of our favorite Thanksgiving traditions, foods and whatnot. I know Brittany is very keen to talk about a particular motion picture that is available to watch right now on streaming. I think Jay might have a thought or two about the aforementioned Shador Sanders. And we got to get to Outkast, man, because Outkast is everlasting, newly minted Hall of Fame inductees. And we're going to wrap things up by feeding some ducks on the pond, as we always do, Ray Williams.
Mm-hmm. Sure, you're right.
So out of these topics, which one do you think should bat lead off?
Well, I think we kind of organized in our head. We could start with Atlanta's, the ATLians themselves, getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Andre Benjamin, Antoine Patton, 3 Stacks, Big Boy, Dre, Lucius Left Foot, whatever you want to call them. Now you got to address them as Hall of Famers. Andre and Big Boy of Outkast are now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, something I feel is very deserved. But I just want to go around the room. What are your thoughts on this honor for Outkast? And were you a fan of them during their heyday? And we can start with Brittany, because I'm really intrigued to hear Brittany's thoughts on Outkast. Because even though my dear friend Brittany Monet, I feel, has an Andre 3000 soul, I don't know if she's listened to a lot of Outkast in her lifetime.
That's crazy. So I only know their singles that like make it to the radio. And then obviously one of my favorite movies is The Four Brothers that stars Andre. So I think he's a really great actor and needs to do more acting if because that movie's great. It's one of my favorite movies. But that's awesome. I really didn't know who got inducted this year. I actually missed that, so I feel like I might have missed other people that I actually like have their albums. So that's crazy.
The Hall of Fame, I think it was it on Disney Plus this year? Because I missed it too, full disclosure.
Like streaming, but I think that's the night that I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch The Last Jedi. So I missed Golden Girls on Disney Plus because that was a show that I've maybe seen like bits and pieces, but never all the way through. So I'm gonna be watching Golden Girls all the way
Why
through.
is Golden Girls on Disney Plus?
Oh, because I have the Hulu Disney Plus thingy.
Okay.
So it's like some of them that shows up there. So it's on
like,
there.
Mickey bought Betty White too. Like, damn, Mickey.
Whatever's on FX / like Hulu is gonna be there. So yeah, I started Golden Girls. I'm only like 1 or 2 episodes in, but it's a fun watch. But I think that it's awesome that Outkast is getting honored because they're definitely like some of the top people like making music. They're amazing. Even just the singles, I think they're really good. So I feel like if you don't like Outkast even just a little bit, you're weird. So that's my opinion.
So yeah, Jay, I was able to be on the show with Brent Chittenden and his tag team partner about a year or so ago, and it's a music show. And we talked about Outkast, like we picked an album and we went down kind of track by track, kind of covering the themes and everything. And the album I picked originally, I wanted to pick Speaker Box Love Below because I think that's one of the most interesting albums in the history of albums, just due to kind of the formation of how the music was made and the way that they divvied up the songs and everything. But I went with Andre and Big Boy present Outkast, kind of like the best of, not a greatest hits album, but like their best of to that point. And we just went through tracks and just like Brent, much like Brittany, had only heard like the radio singles. And he was like, there's a lot more depth to this group that I wasn't aware of. What's your relationship with Outkast?
Man, I am a hip hop head, so Outkast is like right up my alley, man. So, I mean, even if you go with the Idlewild album or soundtrack you want to call it, that was probably one of the ones that's like, it wasn't that great. But when you got Speaker Box, you got ATLiens, you got Quemini, Stanko, bruh, their catalog speaks for itself, man. It holds up in any era of hip hop, honestly, man. You got, Big Boy, who, I mean, if he wasn't rapping with Andre 3000, he could go down as a GOAT rapper himself. But you got 3 Stacks. Man, that is like a once in a generation talent. I mean, both of them together, both of them separate, they're still great. And I mean, sheesh, I mean, what can you say? Even I didn't see the award show, but I saw clips of it online. And dude, the boy Tyler Creator, he was like living for that moment when he was spitting off the bombs over Baghdad. So, and that's a hard rap to, do like in the car by yourself, let alone in front of the whole crowd, trying to rock the mic and everything like that. But yeah, man, I'm super, pumped and excited that they got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it's well deserved. Those brothers have been putting it down for a few years already. So I just wish, I take that back. I don't wish they would come out with new music because I mean, the tracks that we do get every once in a while from Andre, with the exception of the flute album. I tried to like it. I really did. I put it on for Thanksgiving last year. I tried to like it, and I really did, man. It's almost like remember the Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Forever, the double album. I tried to like that too. It just wasn't hitting. But back to these brothers, Outkast, well deserved. So many hits, man.
Yeah, I think if I were to give like a personal Mount Rushmore of hip hop groups, like just kind of off the top of my head, I'd go Outkast, Public Enemy, NWA, and then that fourth one gets tricky because you mentioned Wu-Tang. They're certainly in the conversation. Like Run DMC, I think would certainly have an argument to be made in that conversation. So, but I think Outkast is definitely in that ilk. Ray, when you talk about Big Boy and Andre, man, I think what makes them work is what makes them different. And ironically enough, I think what makes them different also makes them similar. Because on first glance, you look at Andre, and he's the guy playing the flute. Like that Key and Peele sketch. He's ordering birdseed lattes at the coffee shop. and he's just this star child. But he also, when you listen to their music, he's talking about a lot of grounded things. Big Boy at first glance is like this pimp, this player, like all sizzle. But then when you actually listen to the tracks, as Jay said, man, individually he might be one of the top 10 rappers of all time, and he brings a lot of gravitas and a lot of substance to what he's saying. So what are your thoughts on Outkast as a collective and their induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man?
Well, first off, I'm glad we have like the diversity of voices here on this particular show today, because thank you, Brittany Monet, for making me
do it to yourself,
old.
Ray.
No,
don't do it to yourself, Ray. Like I've never heard of Outkast. Who are these brothers?
Oh, please.
Are they on the Remember the Titan soundtrack?
Never that. No, stop. Stop. No, I was saying because I love how with the diversity of voices, I love how with Brittany Monet, she kind of knows their hits from here and there, but she's kind of like discovering stuff now newer. Like she mentioned the Golden Girls, she's learning it from Disney Plus, where there's stuff that I grew up with, like sitting watching the reruns with my grandmother, right? And so when she mentions like just learning about Outkast, it just takes me back. Like,
wait a minute, I didn't just learn about the Outkast. I was born in 1990.
Wow. It did sound like Ray was trying to use you as a proxy for his ignorance.
He was trying to say that I'm Gen Z. Not that there's nothing wrong with being Gen Z, but I'm definitely a millennial. No,
like Brittany's at work talking about some damn 6'7" or whatnot.
Like I had to ask one of my coworkers. I'm like, what is that? I still don't understand.
Nobody knows what it means.
I know they're singles. I just don't like have their actual like albums.
Well, I'm sorry.
Don't let Ray try to play you, Brit.
I know.
No, stop it.
This is payback for that time when I was like, "Hey, Ray, where's the graphic?" It's payback for that. That's okay. I understand.
No, never that. No. I was trying to use that as a springboard before I was so rudely interrupted by Brother Nate. Brother Nate. No, well, I was saying, like, I know most people, and my apologies for insinuating that you mainly only knew about the hits, but you didn't know much more. My apologies. I was just saying that it kind of takes me back. My god brother, he's my older god brother. Shout out to Daryl, aka Enos. Shout out. He was pretty much kind of like my guide into different styles of music, whether it be hip hop, whether it be rock. Like he would listen to Tupacalypse Now one day, and then he'll turn on Slipknot another day. And so he kind of really made me realize just kind of like the different styles of music, and like you don't have to always be honed in on just one style of music. And so he kind of turned me on into Outkast because he used to always play their albums. And so I vividly remember like being in his room with our cousins and stuff, and he would just have ATLians and specifically like Elevators just playing on loop, right? And so it's kind of like those vivid memories that kind of take me back in time. And so like the ATLians and Outkast all together is kind of like part of me growing up. So, and just seeing their music evolve. And like you mentioned, Nate, it's like they are two different people, but they're two sides of the same coin. Like it's like a yin and yang in which they complement each other. And I really dig, like you were mentioning, Jay, a lot of people do give that mantle as far as being one of the top rappers and like ever to Andre 3000. And though he is very, very creative, like Big Boy, like he can rap amongst the greats as well. And so it's just like how they were able to kind of sew their two styles together, and they knew like they were doing it since they were kids together. And it's not as if like we see most bands or we see most groups, they break up because of creative differences, or they break up because of business and stuff like that. You mentioned most of those groups that you mentioned, they like NWA, like most of those folks break up because of different reasons. But these guys grew up together, and even though they kind of parted and went their own separate ways, it wasn't as though they hated each other. It wasn't as though they despise each other or that they blame the other person because their fame or their star didn't rise as high. Like they were brothers through and through, and it showed in their music as well. So like, yeah, it's just their music. Like I grew up with their music, whether it be, like I said, with ATLians and Elevators, and then and we talked about this on here, I think either on the Kings of Sport before or the parlays before, with music being played on video games, specifically on Maddens or NBA 2Ks or NBA Lives, specifically. They had a song on NBA Live, and I was jamming to. And then you mentioned Bombs Over Baghdad, Jay. I had the DVD to Head of State, and one of the extra features was a full-length video of B.O.B. Bombs Over Baghdad, and I used to play that all the time. So it just brings back so many different memories of just their catalog. And yeah, man, it's, I'll say long overdue, because they've been gone for a while, and I think their induction is long overdue.
And I think, you know, you brought up the cinema classic Head of State featuring Chris Rock. I think let's go to another movie, because Brittany says she only knows the radio hits, but I know for a fact there's one song that is not a radio hit that Brittany Monet is probably very cognizant of. And we got to go to Scooby-Doo, Jay Lacey. Land of a Million Drums. Tell me you don't remember that, Britt.
What is it in the Scooby-Doo Spooky Island?
Yes, I was going to say it's the one with the island, Spooky Island.
Then I probably know it. I just don't know it off.
I would have got away with it if it wasn't for your meddling kids.
Oh
yeah. No. Oh no.
Yeah, I am one of the probably few people who really go hard for the James Gunn Scooby-Doo movies. I love those movies. They're fun. That and Zombie Island. Like,
and it kind of fits
Island.
Now that you mentioned James Gunn, because James Gunn is from Georgia. So like I need a wacky song for this movie. Who's the group that I know in my circle that I can get on this track? Outkast and Sleepy Brown, because Sleepy Brown's always around.
I was about to mention him too, man, because like he came out with Way You Move with Big Boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
that still goes. That still goes.
And I think that's part of why I love Outkast as well. You know, you mentioned Sleepy Brown, like in terms of the influence and kind of the people that they put on. Like you can start with the Goody Mob, who kind of formed around the same time as Outkast, but because Outkast hit first, like they were the group in Atlanta that everybody was compared to, and instead of a rivalry, they lifted them boys up and helped the Goody Mob. You talk about somebody like Killer Mike, who first got his big national shot on the whole world with a feature. And we see what Killer Mike is going on to do. Somebody like Bubba Sparks, who didn't have a long run, but I think Bubba Sparks had a solid run when he was out. Brittany's cousin, Janelle Monáe, who was on Big Boy's label, Purple Ribbon. Like I remember when that was a thing. Oh
yeah,
the Purple Ribbon All-Stars, who had like one compilation CD and then like maybe some other little small singles here or there. But I was like, oh, Purple Ribbon about to take over the game, Jay. They about to take over the game, and they took over the summer for 1 year, and that was it.
Janelle has some hits.
Like, I'm saying, well, I think Janelle still got hits, but like just kind of the influence, like for somebody like a B.O.B. Who had a little pop for a minute, looking up to Outkast. Somebody like, who you saying?
Oh, no, are you talking about the rapper B.O.B. or the song B.O.B.?
Yeah, the rapper B.O.B.
The one who did Airplanes with Haley Williams, right? Okay.
Yeah, like he was heavily influenced by Outkast.
Making sure I'm following on the right train here.
So it's like they're their kind of resonance and their kind of status in that era, I don't think it'd be undersold. And then to a point Ray made, where like his people was listening to all sorts of different music. If you listen to Outkast, you get a little bit of everything in those Outkast records. You get some jazz, you get some funk, you get some soul, you get some gospel, you get some rock. There's a lot of different things in an Outkast record, man. And so like I was very pleased, man. Like I'm somebody who has loved Outkast from their very first album, Southern Playalistic, which was very tame by Outkast standards because it did sound a little bit like a lot of the other music that was going on at the time, but you could just tell like these dudes, and I think they were like 18, 17, 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's like these dudes have it. Whatever it is, these dudes have it. And then when Andre 3000 got with Erykah Badu, you know, I ain't never been with Erykah Badu, spoiler alert, full disclosure. But I heard that being with Erykah Badu can change a man. And so when Andre finishes that relationship with Erykah Badu and comes back as a space cadet, it did not hurt the music. In fact, it enhanced the music, man. And I think like you can't say enough about what they did for the genre.
Yeah, Outkast was one of those groups that, you know, especially on their second album, made experimenting with different sounds super cool because no one in that era was doing that. You had like the Mobb Deeps. They were coming super hard. There were the other groups out there like the Dog Pound. They had a certain sound to them, but nobody had a distinct sound like Outkast. Outkast had, you know, like the elevator song, like you were saying, Ray. There was no sound like that before. You know, you had these different the space loops and bleeps and everything else going into all their sound, and it was so like this. Even fast forward, you know, they got a song with Slick Rick, The Art of Storytelling.
Yes,
right. So they paid homage to the past and looped it to the present. And again, they made timeless hits, and again, a well-deserved career.
And you mentioned Idlewild earlier, Jay, and I was blessed to be on an episode of Bodega Box Office, which I think is still around. But this was like during the pandemic, and we did a review of Idlewild, man. And it's, spoiler alert, it's not a great movie, y'all. It ain't a great movie, but it is an ambitious failure. You know what I mean? It's like a virtuous miss from these dudes. And then the music, you know, you have Idlewild Blues, which is this really funky bluesy song. You have Music Makes the World Go Round, which was another great song off that record, man. It's just like the attempts that these guys took. Like they didn't hit every time, but they went for it. And I think another thing that you got to give them credit for, Ray, they were one of the few groups at that time that were able to be mainstream without feeling like sellouts.
And the song that I was thinking of first off was Ghetto Music. NBA Live soundtrack.
Ghetto Music. Hold on. Ghetto Music featuring Patti LaBelle. Like, come on, man. Patti LaBelle.
Yes. How could I leave? How could I leave out Miss Patti?
It is her season. Everybody get them patty pies ready.
But and it just shows not only just the versatility, like you guys were mentioning, but also the longevity as well, because it's people still to this day, and now we can kind of get to the hits because it's people still to this day that are playing Hey Ya. There are people still to this day. It's like kids like with the shoot job. I work with high schoolers. Like if they're doing like a little dance or something, they put on Sorry Miss Jackson, like everybody knows it. And that's like what, a 20, 25-year-old song? So it's just the longevity. And I think you mentioned it, Jay. It's like these brothers don't have to come out with a new album because it's like that all the classics are still resonant today. Even with the changing times and the changing styles of music, like their style is still resonant and still relevant today.
And some of their songs, and we can get to the songs here in a second, but I think some of their songs have even more resonance today. If you listen to a song like The Whole World and apply it to what this country is going through right now, like a lot of that stuff still rings true. So let's go around the horn. What are one or two of your favorite Outkast songs? Let's start with Brittany Monet, since according to Ray, she just discovered this group today.
Stop it.
Well, yeah, Sorry Miss Jackson is probably definitely one of my favorite ones, because even though I can't hit that note, I like the ooh part.
That video was crazy.
I think I saw it because there was a phase. I had that phase when like all I'd watched was like MTV. So when it had music videos, now MTV I think is gone entirely. So that's crazy. I can't believe I'm gonna outlive MTV eventually. So
Depressing.
I know, that's crazy. And I obviously like Hey I was really cool. Yeah, I think those are the two off the top of my head that I can really think of. Oh, Roses.
Yeah,
Roses.
That was a great video too, with Paul Abdul and like the theater kids. Jay, spew your favorite Outkast song.
Oh man, Players Ball, Spotty Eye Dope.
Hold on. Bring it back out, because Players Ball is great, but you know what's even better than the Players Ball, Jay?
Yeah,
the Players Ball Christmas edition.
I don't think
from the LaFace Records Christmas album. It was like, so you've heard the TLC song Sleigh Ride, right?
Oh yeah.
So that was on the LaFace album, the Face Christmas album. With like Babyface produced it, Pebbles and L.A. Reid produced it. Pebbles probably stole everybody's money. It's neither here nor there. Allegedly. But it was like all the LaFace artists had Christmas songs, and Outkast, instead of doing like a brand new Christmas song, they just did the Players Ball and put like some Jingle Bells in the mix. And you know the part where it's like Players Ball is happening all day, every day. They just all they did was add Jingle Bells and change that line to Players Ball is happening on Christmas Day. And that was their contribution to the Christmas record.
That's hilarious. I got to check that one out. I got to check that out. The other one, if I was like, there's one song, if I was ever like to do like a stand-up show, my walkout song would be So Fresh, So Clean. That song still goes hard, man. That one, they got too many hits, man. Two dope boys in the Cadillac. I mean, Roses. Man, there's too many. There's too many.
What you got, Ray?
Well, I mentioned a couple of them already. Ghetto Music, of course. B.O.B., one of my all-time favorites. ATLiens, the single is just awesome. So those are kind of like my top three. I might pop up with something. I think they had some good stuff on. It was one on XIII. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Rosa Parks.
Yeah, that's a good
Rosa
one.
Parks.
XIII had some hits.
Good one.
The XIII song, the title song, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I think Jay mentioned one of my all-time favorites, man, Spody Odie Dopalicious. That one is like the most ridiculous song in the world, but it's also, again, to the duology, the dichotomy of Outkast. It's like the most ridiculous song in the world, but also one of their most grounded songs, because it's about first Andre's at a club, and then the club gets shot up, and who else want to fuck with Hollywood Cole? Then Big Boy talks about his homeboy trying to get out the dope game because he got a kid on the way, but he can't get out the dope game because he can't get a job because he got cloudy piss and the post office won't hire him, and now he trapped back in the game. And then you just get these like horns the whole way through the song, and then the chorus, Ray, taking a nod from Good Times, is damn James, and that's just the damn chorus. Spody Odie's a good one. Get Up, Get Out with CeeLo is a good one. Jay mentioned B.O.B. Like, I think Bombs Over Baghdad is one of the best hip hop songs ever written.
Yes.
Not just lyrically, but also musically and like just sonically, I think it's one of the best. Andre's part of Speakerboxxx Love Below, like the Love Below albums got a lot of that's when Andre was in his Prince bag.
He really was.
And it's just like Dracula's Wedding is a weird ass song.
Woo!
Spread is a weird ass song. What's the other? Happy Valentine's Day. Every day the 14th.
That is a good one right there.
That one is That one is, you don't believe in me, but you believe in leprechauns on Groundhog's Day. Thank you, Easter Bunny. Like, Negro, what is you talking about, man? Like, Andre. But then I think Speaker Box kind of gets the short shrift when people talk about that album, Jay, because everybody focuses on Andre because he's doing all the high wire acrobatics, with his music. But Big Boys is just a really solid hip hop album. You got Flip Flop Rock, which has a feature from Jay-Z. You got Church. Church is a real good song on Speaker Box. The aforementioned Ghetto Music, man. So to me, Outkast can go hit for hit with anybody, man. Like anybody in rap, anybody in rock. Like I learned this weekend that Jack White is friends with Outkast. I did not know that. Like they could go hit for hit with anybody, man. And so, as Ray said, I think this was long overdue because their last record was out like 10 years ago. More than that probably by now. But I do selfishly, and I admit it's selfish, Jay. give us what? You ain't even got to do a whole record, man. Like maybe three tracks. Come on, fellas.
Right,
you can bring the flute if you look. 3 rap tracks and the rest can be flute music, Andre. Please compromise with
it. And by the way, I didn't even mention we were talking about the music, but they're also so creative with the art, and especially back when they did have CDs out, kids. You guys, you stick with the Spotify. Don't get in trouble now and start looking for them CDs now, because then you're gonna get in trouble. But yeah, they had some great art within their liner notes and on the covers of their CDs and albums.
Was it ATLians that was the comic book?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. And Andre 3000 had a damn cartoon show on the Cartoon Network.
He did.
Classic 3000 wasn't bad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was like the Magic School Bus if Miss Frizzle was a unemployed musician that happened to be a substitute teacher.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that show.
Took kids on musical adventures. And let's go to the zoo and sing songs at a gorilla. I don't think this part of the curriculum, Mr. 3000. But yeah, Outkast, man. As the song goes, man, Outkast is everlasting. Like the music is gonna be here long after we're gone. So I'm glad they got to have this moment that they were both still alive, because we've seen a lot of brothers in particular leave too soon. And as you said, Jay, like they're both friends, man. Like they split off, did their own thing, but there was never any real beef or acrimony. They still cool. So. At least we'll always have that Coachella performance, man. I remember watching that 10 years ago now, man. Outkast to Coachella.
Man, to put a bow on this conversation, Grits could never.
Damn.
Shout out! Don't bring the Grits out of retirement now. Don't let them.
Grits is like, oh, y'all want more Outkast music? We got you, fam.
If you like Outkast,
you'll love the Grits.
You'll love the Grits.
For those that may not know, Brittany, I don't know if you know, the Grits was a Christian hip hop group back in the 2000s, and you'd go to the Christian music store, like whatever the Christian version of Sam Goody was, and they have this chart on the wall. If you like this, then you'll love this. So basically, if you like Madonna, you'll love Amy Grant. If you like Rod Stewart, you'll love Michael W. Smith. And then one of the comparisons was, if you like Outkast, you'll love the Grits. And I'm like, that's really unfair to the Grits, man. But they ain't no damn bar.
The bar is so high. Lower the bar a little bit.
Grits like, we got a new song called Bombs Over Bethlehem for Christmas.
That's crazy.
Yeah, salute to Outkast, man. Them brothers earned it. I can't even remember which song it was. It was Rosa Parks. Well, Andre said, at the end of the day, all you can say is them brothers earned that crown. And they certainly did. So shout out to Outkast and everybody else who was inducted. I think Salt and Pepper got inducted, which was cool. Some other people that I can't remember right now. But yeah, let's go from Outkast to somebody who may have been cast out of a village that's called a segue, Ray. Brittany Monet, you seen a movie that I know Ray hasn't seen, because if I hadn't seen it, I know Ray hadn't seen it. Jay maybe has seen it, but they got a new Frankenstein on these streets.
Yes. If you like the Mexican filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, then you know exactly who I'm talking about. He did like Pan's Labyrinth, Nightmare Alley, Shape of Water. He also did a Pinocchio animated movie a couple years ago that's also available to watch on Netflix if you haven't seen it. Which I thought this film was just so beautiful. It's just if you've seen also Crimson Peak with Tom Hiddleston, I think his gothic films are they're very beautiful. They're well shot. The way he likes to cast like spirit characters, whether they're actual ghosts or angels, like the way he makes them is like you can just very tell that they come from like Mexican culture type of like imagery that you've seen. But that the film is so beautiful. A lot of the sets were handmade because I also have a documentary on Netflix too. If you're a nerd like me and likes to know all the behind the scenes stuff. Oscar Isaac plays Frankenstein. And the creature is played by Jacob Elordi, which if you haven't seen Jacob Elordi outside of Euphoria or the Kissing Booth movies, you're probably just like, oh, why is he in this movie? Those movies did not do him justice because he's so good as the creature, which I don't see now why Andrew Garfield was even cast in the role. And people who know me knows I love Andrew Garfield. So I think, yeah, it's just a crazy good movie. The imagery, just, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's gory. If you like gory films, it's fun. You get to see Oscar Isaac saw people up and break their bones apart and attach them to a body. It's really cool. I thought the movie was just gorgeous. Christoph Waltz is in it. You guys might know him from like Django. He's also in like Glorious Bastards. Like it's a really good cast. Great film. It is 2 hours and 32 minutes. So if you can't do long movies, you know, you can watch in little segments. But yeah, I think it's really fun. And I've had a copy of a Frankenstein book like for over a year and I haven't read it. So I finally decided to read it after watching the movie. So I would check it out if you haven't seen it. I won't spoil anything, but it's just, yeah, it's beautiful.
So that's the question, Britt, because Ray does have down here a spoiler-free review of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. And I probably, outside of Pan's Labyrinth, I know Guillermo most from Blade 2, I want to say.
Yeah, oh yes, he did that Blade 2 and like some of the Hellboy movies.
Yeah. But in terms of spoiler, like, is this movie something that can be spoiled? Like, and I guess what I mean by that is, how much does the movie stick to the source material? Was it Mary Shelley?
Yeah, Mary Shelley.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like there's a couple things that were changed. But I think it works for what the type of world and the story that Guillermo is telling, because I think he likes to tell a lot of stories about father and son dynamics, which you get introduced to Victor and his father and their dynamic and how that shapes the relationship that Victor will have with the creature, which I think it's a really well done movie. And then there's another character who comes in the movie, which I won't spoil it too much, but he is played by the actor who played, if you watch Game of Thrones, he played Walder Frey. Is that his name? He was the older Frey gentleman who, like, if you've seen also Harry Potter, he was Argus Filch in Harry Potter. So that actor, he also plays important, I guess, father-like character to the creature also at some point. So it's really good. And then obviously kind of see that someone might have some mommy issues as well as daddy issues. But yeah, I just think that it's one of the most like beautiful movies I've seen. Like the Frankenstein and Sinners are probably my top 2 movies of like 2025. I think they deserve all the awards. If you could double win the awards too, that like, cause like, I think both of the films were like so well written. Well, obviously they would be in different script categories, but I think Ryan and Guillermo are probably like some of the top like filmmakers out there, and being men of color too, creating these like very beautiful, if you like, you know, vampires, you have your vampire movie. If you do like the more gothic type of thing, then you have that. And if you enjoy both, like, I think you're in for a good treat if you somehow have gone through this year and not have seen either one of them. Like, you're crazy. They're both such great movies. Like I want Miles Canton and both Jacob Elordi to win roles for their like to win awards for the roles, because they're both just, I think, they're probably the two best performances that I've seen this year. I was blown away. I haven't got far enough in the book to be like, oh, okay, this is all different. But from what my younger brother said, they did change some stuff. There's a character who in the book is like 5. But this is not, I think, a big spoiler for the movie. They made that character to be like obviously in his like 20s. Like it's supposed to be Victor's younger brother. In the book is like 5. In the movie, he's like 10 years younger than Oscar Isaac. So it's not that much of a difference. But I think the changes go with the world and what Guillermo's setting up for the story. It works really well. I think the sets are beautiful. Especially when you watch the documentary of them like building the ship. Because where I am in the book, I've already got to that part kind of where it does start with like a I don't know if he's like a ship captain, but he's writing letters to his sister in the book, and he's saying like, oh, this is like, we're kind of stuck on ice, and we met this man who was left like kind of on ice, and he's like telling us he's going to tell us the story. And then when it actually goes into the book is when now it's Victor describing like everything, which kind of is how the movie is set up. It goes from you're following the men on the ship, and then Victor's telling his tale, and then the movie goes into the creature getting to tell his tale. So I think a really fun film.
Okay, Jay. So what I think I'm hearing, you know, because Brittany Monet dropped some breadcrumbs, and I picked them up and made a sandwich out of them. Is she is pitching the thing that Universal could not get right. Damn you, Tom Cruise. Damn all these monsters, Universal. We need the Ryan Coogler, Guillermo del Toro, Monsters Universe. Coogler, like, we tell a monster story, cuz. Vampires and Frankensteins out here, cuz.
They can do it. I mean, just from seeing Sinners and from I've seen Frankenstein. I saw it once in theaters because I was actually playing at a theater that's not too far from where I work. So I got to see it in theaters, which for a second I forgot it was a Netflix film. So I'm in the theater and then it does the Netflix logo. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I
could have stayed at home.
But I'm really glad that I got to see it in theaters.
Okay.
And then I watched it. Me and my brother kind of made my mom watch it with us on Netflix one night. And my mom really was like, oh my gosh, this is actually like really good. And she enjoyed it. And then me, my dad, and my aunt watched it because my aunt, when she went to go get her nails done, they had it on playing in the background at the nail salon. She was just like, it was like a little gory for me because she's not super into like gore and stuff like that. So I think I want to watch it because she also likes Oscar Isaac because she loved Moon Knight, believe it or not. Okay, and my aunt, like, she hates time travel stuff. She's not super into superheroes, but she loves Moon Knight. So she loves Oscar Isaac.
Oh, wow.
So she really enjoyed the movie. But then she was like, hey, they stole that from I Love Lucy. And I was like, oh, okay.
I Love Lucy.
There's a part where the creature and Victor are mirroring each other and doing like, you know, like when you lift your hand and then they lift your hand, like that. And I was like, they do that in Tarzan. Like, that's for like everything. But she was convinced. I thought
Frankenstein was trying to get into somebody's show, like Ricky.
But like, no, my aunt is very convinced that it was stolen from I Love Lucy when Groucho and Lucy are not Groucho. What's the other Marx brother name? The one with the curly hair. Harpo. They're doing like have that whole scene when they're like mirroring each other. So she thought it was that. And then there's a staircase in the one of the parts of the movie that my aunt was like, that's like from the Addams Family. I'm like, well, they're like
Wow.
they're supposed to be like gothic, like if you watch a whole bunch of like films that are like based in that like gothic era, they all have to have that staircase because you have to have a part where a lady's walking down the stairs in a nightgown and a candelabra. Like you have to have that. But so, my aunt was just like, but she still liked it. She, Oscar Isaac, she loved it. It was a good time that, we all watched it. So, yeah.
So before I ask Ray a question, Cap, obviously, being Oscar Isaac aficionados here, I have to ask you, did he speak with a British accent in this movie?
Oh, yes. Slay, literally.
Was it better than his Moon Knight British accent?
A little bit. I think maybe him doing Moon Knight helped him be able to do the accent for this, which is so crazy because his dad is played by, if you watch Game of Thrones, his dad is played by Tywin Lannister. I think the actor's name is Charles Dance.
Okay.
So it's like really funny that like that's who his dad is in the movie. But yeah, and as you can already know, he kind of plays mean dads, that guy. So like you can already have an idea of like the relationships that are formed in this film. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun if you like long movies, and then if you want to at least support an actor, actors of color, because Oscar Isaac obviously is an actor of color, and if you want to support Guillermo del Toro, even if you just put it on for 2 hours and go do a home workout in another room, like get the movie some more streams, because I think it's great, and I think that also I think Netflix needs to start having a little bit more faith and just being like, hey, we're just going to put this in theaters full on. Because they're doing the same thing with Rian Johnson's Wake Up Dead Man, which is part of the Knives Out universe.
Okay.
It's going to be in theaters for a little bit, and then it'll be on Netflix, which knowing me, I'll probably go see it in theaters because I did that with Glass Onion. So I don't know. I just say go watch the movies. They're fun. Yeah. If you haven't seen Sinners yet at this point, go watch Sinners, and then you can watch Frankenstein. Okay. Or do a double feature and do both.
So Ray, you already be watching Netflix anyway through nefarious means, but it's wrestling that comes on Monday nights. Is this something you might be interested in checking out?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm trying to lay a little bit off of like my horror intake because my nerves aren't as good as they used to be. But I think this is interests me. If I can find some time,
it's not like scary if that's what you're like jump scares. It's more like I said, he's like cutting up bodies and sewing and like sewing parts together. It's more gore than like oh no.
Yeah, the gore part might get
it's like a John Moxley match, Ray. Somebody getting stabbed with a fork.
Yeah, minus the waterboard.
Minus the waterboard. Have you seen it yet, Jay? And do you plan to?
I haven't seen it yet, but Brittany's talking me into it. I mean, the last like type of movie like that, like what she described in the Frankenstein universe I've seen, was a movie called Poor Things.
Yes.
That was actually I went in there with no expectation. I had no clue what I was watching, but it's almost like the female version of the Frankenstein, but slightly different twist. But I enjoyed it. And so, Guillermo del Toro's work is the cinematic work that he does looks really, really cool. I have an appreciation for it, an affinity for it. So I might just take you guys up on it and check it out.
Okay. I'll probably check it out sooner, like later rather than sooner. But like eventually, I'll get around to it. But
it's really good, by the way. Not to interrupt.
No, your description has definitely intrigued me. And yeah, I can do gore all day, Ray. I watch wrestling on these streets. Now I wanted to talk about something else in this spot, but I think I may say this. If we do get joined by a special guest, but if not, we'll talk about it after this because this may be a quick topic. I mentioned this name off the top, man, and Brittany, I'll give you a little backstory. So there's a football player named Deion Sanders. You may have heard of him.
Yes.
Prime time. He's the current coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. He's famous, had a reality show with his family, all of that. Deion's kid, Shador, was a top prospect, a top quarterback at Colorado. Went to the NFL draft. He was predicted to be a first rounder. Lasted till the third day. Didn't go into the fifth round. Got picked by the Cleveland Browns, who already picked the quarterback. They had 4 quarterbacks on the roster. Shedeur was number 4. They got rid of one of them. They traded the other one away, and now Shedeur is just stuck behind this other rookie. The other rookie got a concussion yesterday, and Shedeur Sanders finally got his moment in the sun, Jay Lacey. And the first thing he sees is a damn blitz that nobody prepared him for, and it went downhill from there. Did you get a chance to check out any of the Shedeur highlights, quote unquote, Jay? And what did you think about the first game for the young fella?
I saw the low lights, and I felt bad for him because it looked like, and come to find out after watching First Take this morning, it looked like he wasn't prepared. And I mean, tape don't lie, you know. So they weren't familiar with his cadence. Game time is different than practice squad time. You know, you have to become familiar with the people around you, the personnel. You have to be lock in step in order to be successful. Which, sorry, Cleveland, y'all don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? So you got your 4th string quarterback who should be. They're not doing him any favors. As far as player development goes, you're not putting him in any roles to be successful, and that's the job of the head coach. That's the job of the front office, to put him in position to be successful. If he was given the fair shake, which I hope he gets a fair shake this next week, we'll see what the outcome is, and then be able to put the blame on him. But some of the blame is on him, but most of the blame is on the coaching staff in the organization itself.
Yeah, he looked bad. Like, I think he had a couple plays that looked decent. Like, he actually had a touchdown pass that got dropped in the end zone by the receiver. But, like, yeah, the couple of things that were coming out the day after, Jay, where it's like, A, he hadn't had any reps with the first team in practice. B, he wasn't even running scout team, which is typically the backup's job, is to run the scout team. So nobody is familiar with his play style because they haven't played with this dude since preseason, which was back in the summer. Mm-hmm. And you throw him in here against the top defense, he's going to look bad. He's going to look unprepared. But I think what I liked, Ray, was after the game, he walked up to the podium, accepted his responsibility for it, and just said, if I get another opportunity, you're not going to see this again. I'm going to be better. Apparently he took blame for the loss in the locker room, which I'm like, that ain't your fault, cuz. Like they didn't prepare you for this at all, my man. So Ray, did you see any of Shedeur, and what are your thoughts, man?
Didn't get a chance to see any of Shedeur, but I think the thing that the coaches are looking for, and again, you guys mentioned it, doesn't seem like he was well prepared, but I think they're looking for him to be, because we've all heard kind of like the stories and the rumors of him when he was a prospect who was trying to get drafted high up into the draft this year, and then he ended up falling, and a lot of stuff was coming out saying, oh, well, maybe his attitude isn't the right way. Maybe he's too arrogant. Maybe he's kind of coasting off of his father's coattails. Maybe his father is getting a little bit too like nosy and a little bit too hands-on and stuff like that. So I think the attitude that he's showing right now, like you said, Nate, it wasn't his fault, but I think he's trying to look at it as though, well, let me just say it's my fault so that they don't try to come down on me and say that I'm not being a team player and that I'm not taking responsibility the way I should. Because I think that's the job of a starting quarterback is like take responsibility. Like when things go right, you give everybody else responsibility or everybody else credit. And when things go wrong, you take the responsibility. So I think that he's kind of realizing that now if he wants to be in the spotlight. And I think that the team needs to get him on the right page with them. And that means, like you mentioned, Jay, getting him out there with the A squad, with the number one team, so that he can be on the same page. So yeah, that's just the way I see it.
And one of the things I wanted to add in too is like his lack of preparation again wasn't on him. It's almost like the coaching staff was like, they were hoping that everything would go according to plan. But when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's a lie, you know. And it showed with the product and his performance on there. So again, I hope he learns from it. I hope he comes back next week with a better outing. And yeah, you know, it's just you want to see him. You want to see people being put in positions to be successful. And if he is being put in positions to be successful, cool. Then we can start saying, okay, he's lacking the skill. He's the skill set to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. But because has not had that opportunity to, you know, get with the first squad, get familiar with his tight ends, get familiar with the O-line, they need to know how he is to better protect him. You know,
right.
Who's the next man up for the quarterback position?
And that
go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say that's the thing too. Like you mentioned it, Jay. Is like, how can you not prepare? Like you had at the start of the season, you had 4 quarterbacks in front of this man. It's like, and you
including the nasty man,
including the nasty man. So it's like how can you not, Kevin Stefanski? How can you not have a plan just in case Dylan Gabriel went out? Like the first 3 quarterbacks went out already, or the first 2 or 3 quarterbacks went out already. So yeah, I just think that was a failure on the coaching staff's part. But like you guys mentioned, I think he can learn from this and he could grow forward. Like I think there's only up. He can go from here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and to kind of,
I was gonna one thing to chime in, not to cut you off, but ladies and gentlemen, 5 words that will save you a lot in your school, in your profession, whatever. 5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance.
Woo! Tell it to him again, Jay Lacey.
Tell it to him.
5 P's. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. So
that's a word. That's a word. And Britt, to kind of put it in your realm, in your jurisdiction. So imagine, right, Kevin Stefanski, he's the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. So in this case, Kevin Stefanski is going to be played by Joss Whedon. Okay, so Joss Whedon is the head coach. He's got 2 quarterbacks. We got to fight
Joss Whedon, guys.
We got to fight Joss Whedon. So they go to the draft. He drafts who he wants to be his guy, which in this case, let's say he drafts Zachary Levi. He wants that to be his guy on this movie. And then the studio, much like the Browns front office, is like, nah, we ain't sure about that dude. Let's draft this dude just in case. And they draft Shador. In this case, Shador is John Boyega. So now in this movie, Joss Whedon has Zachary Levi. Zachary Levi gets sick or hurt or whatever. He ain't spent no time rehearsing with John Boyega. He didn't send John Boyega the script. Ain't had John Boyega on set to interact with the actors, and then puts John Boyega in the movie, and the scene is bad, and he's like, that's John Boyega's fault.
And to top it all off, the costume don't fit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like I'm glad Shador took responsibility because it kind of shows his character is different than what people are trying to portray it as. But it ain't his fault, man. Like if they did not prepare you for this moment, then we saw it. He went back to what he knew in college, which was I'm going to try to scramble, move around the pocket, see if I can get something going downfield. And like I said, he had a touchdown that he threw, but the guy just dropped it. But it's like I hope they see what's going on. They don't try to rush Dylan Gabriel back because A, that's not good for that kid's health. But B, if Shador is going to be the starter this next week, let's actually treat him like a starter instead of this player that nobody wanted, that the studio or the front office threw on us because we really wanted Zach Levi. And who wants Zach Levi?
Who wants Zach Levi?
We rooting for you, John Boyega. John Boyega is Shador Sanders in the Shador Sanders story.
Well, it could be good because Shador Sanders plays the Raiders next week. So
yes, if anything can get him right, it's the damn Raiders.
Could be worse.
I could go both ways. I don't know.
I feel like when Shador shakes Geno Smith's hand, it's gonna be kind of like Looper with Bruce Willis and your boy.
I love that movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's like, you're me, I'm you. from the future.
like Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark.
Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark, yes. Because honestly, Jay, if I'm projecting Shador, like, don't get it twisted. I don't think Shador is ever going to be Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Pat Mahomes or even
Never
somebody
say never.
well, never say never, Cap, but I don't see it. I think Shador Sanders is probably going to be a more athletic Sam Darnold. Geno Smith at his best. You know what I mean? Like somebody you can win with, but maybe not that next level of quarterback. But I think Kirk Cousins made a fortune, made a whole career off of being that level of quarterback.
And you know, to Sam Darnold's point, and to also Kirk Cousins' point too, and some of these other quarterbacks that were drafted high and they failed in their first team, he's probably got to go to another team, learn under their tree, and then take what he learned here, apply it over there, and who knows? You're right. He could be the next, I don't know, above average quarterback. You know, we won't know until that actually happens. But I wish him well. I hope he does better. I know he's got the potential to be great. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing him leave Cleveland because that's probably the best.
Yeah. Nothing good comes from Cleveland except LeBron James and Vanessa Shark. That's it. That's the list. That's the list.
That's
but
where
yeah,
I got that line from. We got to fight with Josh Whedon, guys.
We got to fight with Josh Whedon. Yes,
that was Vanessa Shark. I'm not taking credit for that. So
one of Vanessa Shark's greatest lines. We got to fight Josh Whedon. But speaking of fights, let's go to this next topic real quick, man, because it's what everybody talking about. Jay Lacey. It's what everybody talking about. Ray Williams. It's what everybody talking about. Brittany Monet. There are certain, I don't know how you would say it, Ray. There are certain files that some people are trying to fight to keep from being public. What are our thoughts on this dispute? Let's start with Ray. Ray, what are your thoughts on this whole Trump Epstein file malarkey, if you will?
Wow, you just throw me under the
Do
bus
it right at your
away.
feet. Get in the game, Shador.
Exactly. No O-line to help, no nothing.
I don't know none of these plays, Coach.
I think it's crazy, and we kind of talked a little bit about it off air when we kind of went off air from NWA last night / this morning. Man, it's just crazy how it just seems like the MAGA base is kind of like imploding upon itself, and it just seemed like out of all the things that they could have been disputing about, whether it be like healthcare getting slashed or in the premiums for the Affordable Care Act being slashed, doggone him being on the brink, or the government being on the brink of holding back benefits, SNAP benefits from people from eating and things like that. It's like on all the things that affect us, like actually like the people, like everybody is just so bent on getting these Epstein files out, and it's just crazy. Like I think the popular phrase is that the leopards are eating faces right now. It's like the people. It's like so you think faces. They on you think they on one side, and then like your own it be your own people just tearing you, ripping you to shreds. A doggone, I think we spoke about it before. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a representative from Georgia.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is not the hero we deserve, but the one we need right now, son.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, I think I mentioned it to someone else. Even a broken clock gets the time right twice a day. So that's Marjorie Taylor Greene for you. It's a couple things she gets right every now and then. Pretty much 98% of the stuff she gets wrong, but the 2% she get right, we all on board with. So like she's fighting back, and then the people who want to stay on the side of Donald Trump are just finding like these outlandish reasons on how to justify it. For example, political commentator, quote unquote, Megyn Kelly, with just like some very, very disturbing comments saying that, all right, well, even though these girls may have been 15 or 16, well, she says she's getting it from a source who knows the situation very, very closely. This source says she wants to make sure she's not saying it, but this source says that, oh, well, 15 isn't as bad as 5 years old, or isn't as
Which
bad
is
as
a ridiculous thing to say.
It's like they're both illegal. Even in most states, like the youngest for consent is 16. So it's, and then you're talking about barely legal. It's like it's not barely, it's illegal because it's not the age of consent. So stop it. Stop trying to justify these things. And then not only are you trying to justify the acts, the possible alleged acts of 45, 47. I rushed it through. Yeah. Yeah, we were in a serious conversation, so I was trying to keep that short. But now you're trying to justify the actions of the gentleman who has the files and who weirdly, well, under cloudy circumstances passed away. Some people, it was deemed that he took himself out, but we don't know for sure. But now you're trying to justify the actions of that man. And so it's like, nah, but I'm not feeling this at all. And then they finally swore in Representative Grivalda from Arizona. So now it looks like she's going to be the determining vote to actually release the files. So now it's going to be how redacted or how not scratched up, how edited the files are, because it's like, I don't care who's in there, just call them out. Like, whether Democrat, Republican, Independent, don't matter. Like, just call them out, and then we'll know who we need to put in jail. Like, just call anybody who's involved, just call those people out. Like, we're not picking sides. I think like the MAGAs, or like some folks on that side, they want to pick sides and say, well, we're only going to release this side that makes the Democrats look back. It was like, no, call everybody else of that because this is a horrendous crime. And it's like some sides like stand by these things that you say that you believe in. If you're trying to, like, that's how this whole QAnon stuff got across, where they were trying to protect children from like the Pizzagate and all that, being like the trafficking rings from pizza restaurants and stuff like that. Like we got a way to actually protect those who were victimized, who were children. Let's go through and let's protect those people, and let's go ahead and let's hold the people who are accountable.
Brittany, what in the world is going on, my friend, when, as Ray said, the broken clock that is Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the right side of history?
I don't trust her, first of all.
I don't trust her either, but the enemy of the enemy is my friend, and the enemy of pedophiles is always my friend. Yeah,
I mean, I just hope that she's not one using this as like a tactic or whatever.
She is, but I don't know what it is, but she is.
But I 100% agree. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat, Republican, I don't know, Independent, Green Party, whatever, whoever is messing with little children, especially like whether I don't care if they're 17 and they're 17 and under. Those are all like they're not the age of consent. So, yeah, you should be in jail and serving time. And then it's like they're trying to, part of their like pushing of like the ICE raids and everything is like, oh, well, we got to get all these like, pedophiles out, when it's like, well, you guys are the pedophiles. Like, what? Like, no. Like, they're using
No,
the
we
ice
meant
cream.
those pedophiles, Britt. Those pedophiles.
Like, I really don't care what race the person is, what party affiliate they are, what kind of job they have, whatever. Like, if you are purposely, committing these acts with underage people, like underage kids, like, yeah, no, you need to be in jail. I do not care. I don't care if you're Bill Clinton. I don't care. Like, speaking of Bill Clinton, what a big beautiful bill. Like,
Wow. You win.
like, and it's just, yeah, I just
Good
think,
one, Cap. Good one.
if you're doing stuff that to children that you shouldn't be doing, you deserve to serve time. And I think that's like as simple as it is. And I just think it's crazy that that's something that also his party ran hardcore on, like, we're going to release the files, but it's like, okay, release them. Stop trying to take away people's benefits and, steal people and traumatize people and do all this stuff to just to try to get people to not talk about it and care. Like, no. There's something needs to be done. So I hope the representative who got like sworn in, she gets to do what she wants to do and she promised to do. But yeah, they need to get it together and just already release the files and do what needs to be done.
Jay, hearing Brittany's dog in the background reminds me of an old saying here in the South: a hit dog will holler.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody like Donald Trump, the whole time, we need to release the files, find all these criminals, all these perverts, these despicable people. You being real quiet. You being real quiet right now. The only thing you're saying is, Lauren Boebert, come to the Oval Office so we can stop this in Congress. And it's like the one time that Republicans actually shown that they have a spine is on this, because I think on this is maybe the only thing that they can agree on with the Democrats is like, yeah, messing with kids ain't okay, man. I don't give a damn who you are. And so this is the one time I've seen this entire time. Like, even the insurrection, they was like, oh, this is appalling for about 2 days. And then it was like, well, if those radicals in Antifa started all of this, Jay. But this seems to be the one issue that could actually kind of shake that hold that Trump has on this party, man, and maybe we actually get some answers.
Maybe, but I'm not holding my breath on it. I mean, we all want to see what's in those files. We all want to know what the truth is and why are you hiding? If you've got nothing to hide, what's the hang up? But we all know there has to be a hang up. Something he must know, something that he hasn't been 100% truthful on, in order for them to not have these files released in a timely manner. And again, it's like everything that's going on, especially with the recent reopening of the government, it's a distraction. I just read earlier today that those that lost their SNAP benefits have to reapply for SNAP benefits now.
Yep.
That is egregious. That is not fair. And again, it's a distraction, because if they're not going to talk about having these, these files open, let them worry about where they're going to eat next, and it's a sad commentary on the depth of this person, this president, and the people that continue to back him up and, support him. And it's disgusting, to be honest with you. But I mean, hopefully truth will come out, and everything will be shown into light, and all the people will be, get the justice due to them.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. And it's crazy because all of this has been one big shell game for Donald Trump. Like, don't look over here, dog. Don't look over here. Like, which shell has the truth in it? And so you get all these things where we have a government shutdown that disrupts the day-to-day lives of so many people, where you have all these benefits, whether you're talking about the ACA, whether you're talking about the SNAP benefits that disrupt people's lives heading into the holidays, where you have the air traffic controller situation, where even though that's opened back up, you got people still wondering, like, am I getting paid for all of this time? Like, and I'm not coming back if I'm not getting paid, which I think is a very valid feeling. to have.
Yeah.
And so it's like all of this stuff that you putting the country through just to hide what you're doing, sir. Right?
Mhm.
And like I said, I don't give a damn what's in the files. I don't care. Look, Barack Obama, my favorite president of all time, Ray. Actually, number 2. He's second after William Henry Harrison. No, James K. Polk is my favorite. So it's Polk, Harrison, Jefferson, then Obama. Okay, you don't know about that man. That man Polk is cold. Calvin Coolidge is number 5. If you were wondering, I'm just throwing out names. Here's the thing. I'm gonna take you behind the scenes, Ray. I got tripped up because I couldn't think of Zachary Tyler, which is the name I wanted to go with, and so I just started throwing out random names from the history books.
Until you could come up on. I thought this was some. Yeah, I thought this was somehow leading to a Hamilton reference. No one knew.
That's the best I could think of at the time, cuz I was like, Calvin Coolidge, he was one of them, right? I think I remember Calvin Coolidge up there with him. So let me. We didn't hear none of the last 3 minutes, Brittany Monet. You know, Barack Obama is my second favorite president of all time after Teddy Roosevelt. I've always said that. But if Barack Obama is in them damn files, he need to be held accountable. Bill Clinton. All of them, man. And so this should not be a partisan thing. It should be about what's right and what's wrong. And unfortunately, that's not a place where our politics are right now.
You're right.
Yeah, which is sad because it's like these are children. But I mean, the government didn't do much when we had the Sandy Hook shooting. So it's kind of like, do they really care about children at the end of the day? I don't think so, which is very sad. And, you know, discouraging. Like, you don't care about my kids, you don't care about my nephews, like things like that. It's just like, no.
But we're banning these trans people out of these bathrooms, Brittany, to show you how much we care. We're protecting the kids.
Yeah. They say they like to, that's the thing. They talk that they protect the kids, but they really don't.
Right.
And you know, the fact that like they were going, not saying that, you know, drug dealers are innocent, but the fact that they were blowing apparent drug dealers out of the water, but like you don't got any type of like, hey, let's actually arrest and, you know, put these people in actual prison time who are hurting children. Like, I feel like that's more of an offensive act than like, you know, consenting adults buying drugs. Like, you know, yeah, I'm not saying that having a drug addiction is okay or like a good thing to have, but the fact that, you know, going after drug dealers and blowing them out of the water, which I'm surprised I haven't even started a war because
exactly.
Like, I just think it's insane that that is something that is more offensive and serious in a waste of our like tax dollars than like actually, you know, going after people who are hurting children and, you know, or sending our money to places that have fun bombing children, but we're not like, but yeah, we care about children. What children?
And that's the thing too, is like, and the one person that was running on protecting folks, they were making fun of that person for being a childless cat lady. But the people with kids are trying to cover up folks who might, again, allegedly or possibly be involved with this particular ring. So it's just
to be fair though, Ray, like, yeah, Kamala didn't have kids, you know, biological kids, whatever. But are we sure Barron is Donald's son? Because I think it's a Frankenstein type of situation where he created Barron in the lab. Have you seen how tall that boy is? Barron is a monster. I said it.
He like 6'8".
They're gonna display our podcast.
6th grade, cuz.
They're gonna kick the FC, whatever his name is. He's gonna kick us off air.
Okay, Cash Patel, stay listening.
This is gonna be our last podcast.
we couldn't get rid of Jimmy Kimmel, but we can get rid of these Negroes. Rid of their black podcast.
That's crazy.
I think Brittany's Dominican. We can send her back to wherever she's from.
Oh no. That's not even right.
Send her back.
Exactly.
Lock her up.
You know, don't you have like you could can run away like Rosie O'Donnell. Like, aren't you from Greece? You got some Greece in your family. Go ahead, run to Greece like Rosie O'Donnell ran to Ireland, so that Bama couldn't touch you.
I forgot all about that, yo. Rosie, didn't somebody else leave too with like Eva Longoria?
I think a lot of the celebrities who actually have money to afford to move out of the country are probably going to be doing that slowly.
Trust me, if I had the means to get a dual citizenship, I really would too.
Where would you go, Jay Lacey?
Cash
Patel wants to know.
Panama.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a tropical creature.
I do got. I do got a kind of serious question, and I ain't putting nobody on blast, but like we're seeing how things are playing out with this administration, and so I'll just throw the question out there: do you think this will be more of a justification, Brittany, for people who didn't necessarily vote against Donald Trump, or for those who didn't vote? Do you think this will be a good justification for folks to get out there during the midterms next year?
I hope so. I mean, I think I feel like it's such a weird thing. I didn't vote, as y'all know, because I just could not get behind the way that Kamala kept talking about the Palestinian situation. For me, that wasn't okay, and I'm not gonna vote for Donald Trump. Like, he's not ever gonna get my vote. So it's like I think that yes, people, if you can vote, yes, but I think now it's also on the politicians to like actually have something to rally behind, because if people are telling you like, hey, all these issues are important to me, like obviously you're never going to have a perfect candidate. That's the truth. But when I think with Kamala, she kept saying like, well, I'm going to have more Republicans than Biden even had. And, I think it just made her hard to like want to vote for her, because she made it just sound like, well, it's not going to be better than the Biden administration because we're going to have more Republicans in my cabinet. And obviously it was going to mean more people who don't align with a lot of like my beliefs. So, do I think her administration would have been this bad? No, probably not. But she still ran her campaign in a way that just made her feel like she's not that much better to vote for. So I just think it's really on the politicians to make us want to vote for you and like want to go out and vote, because I think so many people are disheartened with like how sometimes it feels like voting isn't doing anything either. So we'll see. I mean, California, we just passed our redistricting thing. So I did vote this time, you guys. I did vote.
Okay.
Hey, there we go.
So I did vote for it, and I did vote yes. Just because it's like, hey, if other states are allowed to do it, why can't we? Why can't the Republicans? Republicans do it, Democrats should be able to do it too. But I hope though that besides Gavin Newsom, even though he has some points that I don't agree with, I hope that besides Gavin Newsom, that more Democrats are actually willing to like fight for what is right and have more, conviction behind what they're doing. Because a lot of them say that they're going to do stuff and really don't, which I know like the whole system is complicated. But I just want to see more politicians really like mean what they say and give me something to believe in, because a lot of them don't. And that's the sad truth. That's where we are, I think, in the political climate, is a lot of them talk, don't do anything. Like AOC, she talks all the time, but what's going on? Bernie Sanders, same. It's like,
what about your man's Mom Donnie though? Mom Donnie came out with
Donnie, yes. I think right now he's the only one like doing something, besides Gavin Newsom. Really, I think those are the only two who are actually like really fighting and showing that like they do have something to rally behind. And I think that's what we need more of in the Democrat / like left wing parties. I think that's what we need more of. So hopefully we do see that and people will come out and vote and feel inspired to vote. But yeah, I can't say that it's 100% on like people just like not wanting to voice their concerns. It's more like we don't have anything to rally behind, if that makes sense.
And I think the onus is on, and Chris would be able to elaborate on this better than I can, but the road is always going to be tougher for Democratic candidates because it's a big tent party. Whereas if you're running for the Republicans, hey, all you got to say is get rid of the foreigners, Jesus, protect the kids, even though we really don't want to protect the kids. And you in there. Whereas with the Democrats, man, there's
say his name and he appears. I believe in Christ.
Hold on, Ray Williams. I am speaking. I am speaking. What up, Chris?
What's up? Sorry, the students had a bunch of questions today, so
was they asking if you could get the files released, dog?
No. They had a lot of questions about that, though. So when the students are engaged, you kind of have to let them go.
Generation.
So because that's not always how it is. Sometimes these students are just the minute the clock hits 5:15, they're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
So you actually couldn't have picked a better time to come back in here, Chris, because we just got through talking about the whole Epstein file thing, and Ray had a wonderful title for it, the PDF files. The truth is out there. But Brittany just got through talking about kind of voter apathy, and I was making the point, and I said that you could probably make it better than I can, because we're trying to figure out like what can Democrats do. We saw a big night a couple weeks ago where we saw the big prop pass to California. We saw a lot of victories for Democrats. We saw Mans Mondamne out in New York. But I was saying like it's the road for the Democrats is a little bit more tricky than the Republicans because the Democrats have a big tent party, or at least that's what they say. And kind of weaving that needle versus if I'm a Republican, all I got to say is Jesus, guns, get the foreigners out, and protect the kids from trans people. We did it. And I'm a good candidate.
Pro-life. Yeah, and the thing about this political environment at the moment are those Epstein files have caught fire more than any other thing related to MAGA that I've covered. You caught it a couple months ago, dog. Yeah. They like the more Trump ignores them, the crazier his base gets. If you go on Truth Social, there are a lot of people on Truth Social that are still asking about the Epstein files. And what you have to understand about that is this time last year, 100% of people on Truth Social were Trump sycophants. They were just like, salivating, like wanting to blow Bubba, except blow Donald. It was all that stuff that you got on Truth Social. And now you get the first time he said he wasn't going to release the Epstein files, it was like half of the people on Truth Social were like, what the hell, you lied to us. He was getting ratioed on Truth Social. It was that bad.
His own platform.
And then now it's about 30%, which is still a significant amount, which is still enough for Democrats to kind of take advantage of, because Republicans haven't been like this in this much disarray in a while. It's like I said, it's like, telling these they believed in this shit for so long. I was surprised when I first saw how these MAGAs were reacting. I thought it was like, this shit ain't nothing. And then 1 week went by, then 2 weeks went by, then a month went by, then 2 months went by, then 7 months went by, and it hasn't gone away. So and then that special election happened, and Democrats, it was a blue tsunami. It was more than a wave. Democrats went crazy. Now you can talk about what happened on the 9th of November, which is when they voted to help Republicans essentially open the government. I wrote an article on that, being adamantly against it. I'm still against it, but I do think there have been Democrats that I've talked to who made a little bit more sense of it. I still don't agree with it, but they've made a little bit more sense of why some of them might have voted that way. Because there were special favors that some of them got in their states, like Tim Kaine got the Trump people to sign that they weren't going to mess with federal workers anymore. And that was a big thing with this shutdown because federal workers weren't getting money. And then, then the rest of them are, they're varying degrees of corporate dem. So, it is what it is. And the one thing we haven't talked about the special elections that day is that it wasn't the same kind of Democrat that won on those days. They weren't all like Zoran Madani. They were different types of people, and I think that's the lesson Democrats have to run. They have to speak to people in their state, and that's what all of them have in common. Spamberger in Virginia, she didn't fall for the okie doke one time. They were like Winsome Sears.
Oh yeah, I'm speaking.
Yeah, she was trying her best. And I've met her before. She's a nice lady. I mean, she's got yeah. I saw her when I was in DC last year,
Okay.
She's nice and stuff, but I mean, she was getting mad at Obama for not supporting her. I was like, look, Dad, Obama's not doing that shit, sister. I don't know what you're smoking, but that ain't happening. And what's her name? I mean, part of the thing is she's black and
Mikey Sherrill.
Yeah, Mikey Sherrill. Yeah, Mikey Sherrill was like, I talked to so many people in New Jersey, both journalists and just like my family members that live in Jersey. Every one of them thought that Mikey Sherrill was going to lose. Yeah, they thought she was going to lose. They said confidently because they said it was hard to canvass for her, and that she wasn't it was, they didn't know where to volunteer at. I heard people say that they saw for Citarelli every block they saw signs for that guy. So they were convinced that she was going to lose, and she didn't only win, she won by a lot. She won by a landslide. She won enough by enough you can't even argue against the win. So it's and I think with her, I mean, to be honest with you, she could have been running up against a fucking cup of coffee, decaf coffee, or Citarelli could have been running up against a cup of decaf coffee. If it had a D next to its name, it was going to beat him. So I don't want to give Mikey Sherrill too much credit, but at the same time, I don't want to discredit her either.
Right.
These Republicans did it to themselves. What I would say to Democrats, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find a way to move on from what happened December the 9th. This isn't, and when I say this stuff, people automatically say, man, fuck these corporate Democrats and blah, blah, blah. They think I'm shilling. I'm not shilling. What I'm saying is, if we're gonna get rid of these people, if there's a mechanism to get rid of them, by all means, get rid of them. If there's no mechanism to get rid of them, we have to move on to the next election. We cannot stay. Politics works in a way that once something happens, you have to move on from that. Like when Kamala Harris lost in 2024, I gave myself 3 mourning days, 3 days where I was lamenting the loss and sad and talking to my wife, why are Americans so stupid? And why do we do this shit? By the 74th hour, it's time to work on how do we how do we mitigate the damage? And that's the only thing that I think is going to kill Democrats, is if we don't move on past what these Democrats did on the 9th, whether it's getting rid of them or primarying them. I mean, a lot of them aren't up for primary until 2028 or 2030, so it's going to be a while. They're safe where they're at, especially the ones that aren't up for election until 2030. So we're gonna have to move on from that and speak locally to local constituents. One thing Modani did that was very, very smart is he didn't do the Sunday show circuit. He really he wouldn't even put himself in the middle of the Palestine-Israel stuff.
Right.
He would talk about it, but he talked about it in relation to the campaign he was running. That shit was the backdrop of his campaign. What was front and center with his campaign was all the stuff that he said he was going to do in New York City. And then I had a lot of people also get at me, and they were like, well, when Bernie Sanders did this stuff, you criticized him and blah, blah, blah. My whole thing is, your first job is to win a fucking election. If you win the election, you can work on all the shit you promised later, and then the voters can hold you accountable for it later. Bernie Sanders wasn't winning elections with his populist messaging. He just wasn't. Modani won an election with the messaging. As Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she won. Once you win the election, we can figure it out from there. But your first job is to win an election. So I do not fault Zoran at all, man. You say what you need to say to win the election, man. Talk to people you need to talk to win the election. And then once you become mayor, you got to figure it out then. But win the election, because that's what these Republicans are doing. And they haven't been better than Democrats at it, but they've been more consistent than Democrats with it, right? I think Democrats sometimes lose themselves in their messaging. Sometimes they confuse themselves with their messaging too. Like Hakeem Jeffries. I actually like Hakeem Jeffries, but he confuses himself. He doesn't. He answers questions that he really doesn't have to answer. And his answers to the questions are not good answers to the questions, so people get mad at him for it. So I mean, I wouldn't take any win like, oh, this is a referendum on centrists, or this is a referendum on progressives, or this was people who won their local elections and did what they were supposed to do and spoke to their local constituents. That's it. That's the only lesson you should be taking from this. You should not be taking, oh, let's turn everybody into Mondani. That's the bad lesson. The lesson you should be taking from this is look at your area, look at your state, look at your city, and who in that area can win elections and get them over the finish line.
So before you came on, Chris, Brittany was speaking to kind of apathy that a lot of voters may have. Is that a hurdle that can be overcome in one cycle, or is that something that takes a while?
It can be overcome in one cycle. The thing about people is, I believe it was Agent K from Men in Black that said, a person
talk to him, Chris.
A person makes sound decisions. People are fucking stupid, you know? That's the best way I could say about it. Like, voter apathy, I'm writing a book on it. I don't go easy on non-voters. I don't believe in doing that. Other people are like, well, we got to speak to non-voters and do all. Man, fuck all that, man. If you are a non-voter, you need to get engaged in the process. And you need to be shamed. People don't believe in shaming voters. I do believe in shaming people. If you allow this fuckery to happen, you should feel ashamed of yourself. If you're looking at the ICE agents going around your streets, picking on people, picking on brown people, picking on African people, Dean Cain thinking he's really Superman, even though he's like 200 pounds heavier than he was in the 90s, you know, all this shit going on. Trump trying to be a dictator there because he didn't like a fucking joke, and you think, and you're proud of this, and you think, oh well, Kamala Harris didn't speak to me, and that's your excuse for allowing this shit to happen. Fuck off, man. That is bullshit.
Chris, never in my life have I felt more like Maury Povich. Ray knows exactly where I'm going. Because yes, Chris, somebody needs to speak to these non-voters, these people that did not engage in the process. So, Chris, may I introduce you to my friend Brittany Monet?
Oh, hey, Brittany.
No, it's fine. I mean, I normally vote, but yeah, I did not vote in the election where Kamala was running. I was one of the people who were just like, I can't get behind her. Which they heard me say the reasons why. But I did vote for the Prop 50. So
You know, I mean, the thing is like, is when that happens, it's okay. It's what I say to people is what Republicans love from Democrats, or not just Democrats, from people. They win elections when they drive down participation. When people feel apathetic and do not want to vote, that is how they win elections. They're not trying to be popular anymore. That was baby George W. Bush in 2004 was trying to be mildly popular, but that's not the formula they go with anymore. They're like, how much of the electoral college can we win? How many black voters can we have sit out? How many Latino voters can we have sit out? How many people can we get to the point of just not giving a fuck enough to where they do not vote? And that's where MAGA is the strongest, because when you talk to Republicans on the voting trails, when I go to DC, I haven't talked to one Republican, not one, who said, I'm not voting. I just haven't talked to one. Every Republican I talk to, even when they lose elections, I'm like, so does that mean you're not going to vote in 2024? They're like, no, I'm going to vote. You know, progressives are the only people that do this, you know? And it's frustrating for me because these people are not prom dates. We vote for them to do a job. We put these people in power because we need them to work. And once you get the job, it's your job to work. Like with Mondani, the half of what I said is, yeah, your first job is to win elections. Then the next job is to do what you promised or get as close to what you promised as you can. And if you can't get to what you promised, you have to explain to New Yorkers why you didn't get it done. You know, that's the job of these people. Once they're voted in and they don't do the job, you primary them out. You don't sit out the process, because once you do that, we're all playing ourselves. And that's just not a place we want to be. We do not want to be in this place where this idiot Donald Trump is threatening to pull people off the air because they're telling jokes about his little mushroom dick that he doesn't like, you know, or they're you know, the blow Bubba stuff. He doesn't like it, so they're pulling him off the air. That once you enter that territory, you are entering into an autocratic regime, because this is what Putin does in Russia. This is the stuff that happens in North Korea, where you have to praise dear leader all day long. Where in Russia, if you have a comedy show where you're making fun of Vladimir Putin, you get pulled off the air. If America turns into that, the Jimmy Kimmel thing was such a big deal, not because I love Jimmy Kimmel, but because once that starts happening, that we are heading down a slippery slope. Once these ICE agents start coming into cities and cuffing people and beating them up, there is a degree of, I can't ever let that happen again, that everybody should feel, you know? I feel that way because I'm gonna, like I said, I have to hit the campaign trails harder. I have to explain to people the seriousness of this. I do have to, you know, come with the shame, you know, I have to do that because I don't think I want people to learn their lessons, and I want people to understand you do not have to love Kamala Harris. You do not have to love Joe Biden. What you have to do is vote for them to do a job. And if they don't do a job that the way you like them to do it, you figure out what's going on. Politicians do not respond to individuals. Now, this is the Men in Black thing in reverse now. Politicians don't respond to individuals. They respond to people. And sometimes they respond to irrational people. What you have to do with politicians is you have to get coalitions, and the coalition has to talk to the politician. They're going to listen to that more than anything else. Like those people that are going to those town halls and acting a fucking fool, that's having an effect. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not just turning against MAGA because she enjoys like sadomasochism. She's not doing that shit because she enjoys pain. She's doing it because she knows her political calculus is her constituents don't like the tax cuts, and her constituents are MAGAs that care about those Epstein files. That's why she's doing this, because they've gone to her town halls and told her that. If she did anything else, it would be stupid. The guy that's working with Ro Khanna, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now. He's not doing this by accident either. People have shown up to his town halls, you know? Like these people they respond to people, you know, they don't respond to individuals, right? So that's what I always say to people. What I say to non-voters is you got to go in this understanding that there's gonna be at least there's gonna be shit that they're not gonna do. That shit you want them to do, shit that they probably should do, that they're not gonna do. Your job after voting is to get them to do the job you want them to do. You know, that was a good thing about Joe Biden. There was a lot of stuff that he would not have done if he did not have people like Bernie Sanders influencing him, or Bernie voters influencing him, or just like large constituencies telling him, hey, this is what way you need to go. So he did the Ships and Sciences Act, and he did like the junk fees, getting rid of them. He did a lot of stuff that his constituency asked him to do. He picked a black woman for his vice president because black women in droves told him, if you do not do this, we will not vote for you. And he was like, okay, I want these people to vote for me.
Right.
This is what I'm going to do. You know, this is the language politicians understand. And it's like, they do not understand apathy. If you speak to them with apathy, they are going to speak to the people they think are going to vote the most, right? Why Kamala Harris was meeting up with Liz Cheney and becoming BFFs with her and buddy, not because she necessarily loves Liz Cheney, but there were people going to Kamala Harris's rallies and events and stuff saying they weren't going to vote for her. You know, they were saying, we're mad at you, what you did. Kamala Harris was vice president. She didn't make those decisions. That was Joe Biden, but she was attached to those decisions. And when it was time to court voters, she made the calculus like, look, man, I can get these people in Detroit that say they're never going to vote for me. I can court them, or I can court these soccer moms in Wyoming who don't never vote Democrat, but are saying, hey, I'll take one for the team this time, right? That's kind of the attitude you have to do. I mean, I don't think, and Dick Cheney is an evil man, R.I.P. to him, but I don't think he.
That's a wonderful statement. Dick Cheney is an evil man, R.I.P. Cuz.
That whole sentence,
yeah. I don't think he voted for Kamala Harris with joy in his heart, you know.
Right.
I think he did it because it was a necessary thing for him to do. And that's the difference between those people and like the progressives that will not vote, is unfortunately they are going to get listened to first. So what you want to do if you're a progressive is make sure that you're positioned in a way to where these people are going to listen to what you have to say in 2020, in 2026, and do what you want them to do. Because if your tact is, I'm not voting for you, then what you're going to get more of is what's his name, Gavin Newsom, kicking it with Liz Cheney and those people, and trying to get them to vote for him, you know. And that's where you kind of, you know, lose people. Because what happened is the miscalculation that Kamala Harris made is there were a number of those people that voted for her, but the majority still voted for Trump, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the majority of our people just didn't vote at all, you know. So the calculation made sense. It just, I don't think she was going to win that election anyway, just based off of the reasons people gave for not voting for her. The trans issue really like resonated a lot with like some Black people that were on the periphery, enough to change an election.
Mm-hmm.
And Black people didn't speak to that issue well, because the thing is like with stuff like that, you're not supposed to go anti-trans. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to talk about the community, address the community from a place of love, and talk about the concerns that people have, because there are some legitimate concerns. Most of them are illegitimate concerns, but you know, like as far as an athlete or whatever, talk about the numbers. Don't be afraid. Just be like, look, this is not happening at this amount. You know,
Mm-hmm.
trans. You know, the swimmer at USC, she was an exception. She wasn't the rule. This is something that happened on the periphery. What we're gonna do is let the governing body of the sport handle it, and they were afraid to even say that, you know. And that was something that did need to be talked about, because those voters, Trump and his people spent millions of dollars on those ads in those areas. And when you look at who voted for Donald Trump, it was those people that were afraid of that issue. And it was only by 1%. He didn't need to get everybody scared. He just needed to get enough people scared. He just needed enough people to be like, yo, I'm not going to vote. I'm going to sit this one out. He needed to get enough people to ask the question of, is Kamala Harris Black enough? He needed to get enough people. He needed to get enough people to be like, yo, the system isn't working for me. I'm not going to vote. That's what he needed. He didn't need a plethora of people. He needed enough, you know? Yeah, so.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Soapbox. Sorry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's just a sneak preview of what you're going to get whenever Chris decides to get this political podcast on Nefarious off the ground. People go to his school, pay thousands of dollars for insight like that, and you got it for free. So the least you could do, listeners, is hit up the Patreon. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. With $3 will get you in the door for over 300 hours of audio and video content produced by the fine team here at Nefarious Media. And Jay knows, Ray knows, Chris knows, Britt knows. We on the drive for 500 subscribers to the Patreon, which will allow us to do a lot of different things here at the network. 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization. Follow us on the socials, man. And if you're already part of the team, if you're already part of Nefarious Nation, then share it with your friends, man, because as Chris said, there's a lot of people out here talking a lot of nonsense, and you need that truthful, thoughtful, turned up type of commentary that we're going to give you here on Nefarious.
And I'm also going to do this, too, because Brittany lives in California. California was never, ever going to go for anybody else but Kamala Harris. So,
we talk.
You get a pass on this one, Britt, is what he's saying.
I voted every other time.
It wasn't going to make that big a difference this year. I will warn people if I think it's going to make a difference in whatever state they're in. You know, like I always talk to my folks in Virginia. because Virginia is a blue state now. I'm comfortable saying that.
You sure, Chris? Can we call it?
It could always go. It's a blue state that could always go red. That's what Virginia is. The good thing about Virginia is there's a lot of people that live in Virginia, Alexandria, Newport News. They work in DC or they work around DC, and they kind of run DC and Virginia. You know, the people that live in Arlington, you know, they run elections, you know, so that's the people I talk to, because if even like a couple percent of them don't vote, Virginia could turn red. But I'm not super worried about that. California is so blue that
that even Brittany can't turn to red.
I didn't spend a whole lot of time campaigning in California. That's why I went to places like DC and Arizona and places like that. It didn't work this year, but you know, that's why I went to those places, because you know, you like when you're on the campaign trail, you're trying to get people to vote, you want to go to the most vulnerable areas. And you know, California, like that Prop 50 thing, that shit was polling so out of the box, and I had people asking me, well, what if Prop 50 doesn't pass? I was like, it's gonna pass, you know. It's like, it's the only question is how much it's gonna pass by. I did see a reality where it would only pass by like 10%, or 8%, and then if that happened, that means California is not as blue as I thought it was, but it passed by 30%, which is what I expect. I told my wife it was going to pass by 25%, so it passed by 30%. So, you know, yeah. So that's just the thing. It's like, I will say this. I don't know what number district you're in, Brittany, because I don't like. You might be in a swing district actually, as far as
I think so. This area is very Republican that I live in, which is why I still work more in the area that is more progressive. And I like to spend most of my time out there. That's why when people ask me what do you do where in the city I live, I'm like, I don't know where nothing's at. I still have to GPS everything in this area because I literally don't know where anything's at unless it's like 2 seconds from my house. But back in like where you live and where I work, that area, I'm like, oh yeah, I know where this is at. You go here, like
like I live in District 27, which is right on the periphery, because I live in the part of Monrovia that's close enough to Pasadena that I just tell people I live in Pasadena. And Judy Chu is my representative. I try to make it my business to know the different representatives, but yeah, like if you're in a if your district is probably going to turn blue because of the Prop 50, you know, because that's what Prop 50 did, was it killed a lot of those red districts to combat what was going on in Texas. So your shit, fucking Jarek, your shit might be turning blue because of the redistricting.
Yeah, where I'm at, I'm District 12, and it's like I doubt it. It's so red over here, but I live in the purple part of the state.
Yeah. So what that means? This is what the gerrymandering does. There's cracking and there's packing. So if you're saying I live in an all red district, what the gerrymandering does is it cracks the district into all of the blue areas that are the people they think are going to be blue, and they turn that into a district. So you could be way at the top of town, and then next blue district could be way at the bottom of town, and they'll turn it into one district to get the votes that they want. That's what Republicans have been doing for decades, and they've been doing it more than Democrats. Democrats do it, but Republicans are infamous for doing it. So that's why districts like your district, Jarek, and Brittany, your district, they're gonna matter in 2026 because we don't know how these gerrymanders are going to go. All I know is they're going to disadvantage Republicans. I just don't know what Newsom is going to attempt to turn blue. I have inklings, but I don't know for sure. I think Riverside County is going blue. I think that they're going to take all the Black folks that moved to Riverside in the 2000s and all those folks that lived into the Inland Empire, they're going to be turned into a district. I think with a couple counties in Central California, the Central Valley, I think a couple of those are going to get a couple blue districts. And also what's going on in your part of the state, Jarek, is Farmageddon.
Yep.
And that is going to cause a lot of farmers to not vote. There'll be a few stupid ones that will still vote for MAGA or a MAGA adjacent candidate. You can't help that, but there are going to be a bunch that are not going to vote because these tariffs are killing them, People aren't buying soybeans from them, and that's like soy is like a big thing that we sell. What's our number one crop in California? I want to say it's is
it almonds or pistachios?
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah,
I have to ask ChatGPT, but yeah, it's something like that, and that's killing the farmers too. So it's just it's just a matter of knowing like where you live at in the country, especially in California, how your district is being drawn, and how important is it for you to vote? Like, could you not voting in this election make a difference? And I venture to say that's going to matter a lot more in 2026 than it ever has in California before.
Okay. So a couple things here. First of all, shout out to Ray Kornacki for bringing up the district map. Where them khakis at, cuz? Second point, Ray, go back once this thing is done sometime in the near future, because the clip where Chris was in it, and I could just look and see Brittany through the computer and see, and I think even though we can't see each other through the computer, we can see each other through the computer. And I was like, Britt is gonna say something, and Chris is, and that was a glorious moment, because I was like, all right, when is the moment when I step in and be like, let's bring out Brittany Monet?
I was like, no, let him cook.
I'm right. I was like, I gotta let it simmer to the right point, right temperature. And now, Chris, have you met Brittany? Third thing is, again, this is planning for the future. January will be our 1 year anniversary here at Nefarious, and that is one of the things that I want to get with Chris about, and also Andrew Thompson, who, like Andrew Thompson, if you haven't been checking the nephew socials, he has been getting very politically active, I'd say, over the last 6-7 months or so.
And he's at the age where that's the tendency to happen to people in the DMV. Like the DMV cultivates that, it hits at that age, I was looking at a study on that shit. So
future Congressman Andrew Thompson.
Yeah, it tracks. It tracks.
So, but here's the thing, Chris mentioned, feeling shame, and sometimes when I feel shame, Ray, there's one thing that I like to do, man. I like to take a walk and just clear my head. Sometimes I walk by a pond that's by my house, and there'll be ducks out there, man. Sometimes there'll be blue ducks, sometimes there'll be red ducks, sometimes there'll be purple ducks. And I'm like, how the hell did you get here, purple duck?
Purple duck.
But either way, whether they red, blue, or purple, I feed these damn ducks, Ray. Let's go to the pond, man. Oh, there go that music. It's one of the best things we've stumbled on, Ray, because we had a whole different thing for this segment. It was like the 3-leg parlay, and then we was just like, no, let's feed these damn ducks, man. So if you're new to the program, Feeding Ducks on the Pond is with a panel. Each brings a question to the table. Could be silly, could be fun, could be informative, could be heartfelt, could be scary, Ray. Could be scary.
Could be.
And we present it to the rest of the group. I think what I would like to do is go to Ray Kornacki.
Yes.
First of all, to compare the numbers for Winsome Sears to Donald Trump in the last election. You just got to hit the little board and it brings up all the numbers. But more importantly, Ray, what is your question for the group?
All right. Well, I'm actually happy I get to start off.
You were prepared this time, Shador?
I am very prepared. And I'm also happy that our esteemed brother-in-arms, Chris, could join us after his class, because this one question came to mind, especially coming off of our last episode from the parlay. So a lot of people agree with the populace on certain things, or agree with the majority of folks on certain things, but a lot of people have some unpopular opinions. Some people like candy corn, and by the way, I found out that there's no such thing as a perfect woman because Asia Wilson likes candy corn. So,
got great taste.
Some people like pumpkin pie over sweet potato pie, and it's coming Thanksgiving. So I have a question, and my question for you guys is, what is your most known or most common unpopular opinion?
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll go. I like pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
That's
popular with me, Cap. That's popular with me. You won my vote.
Yeah, I think
Here's
there's
the
a
reason
good
why
spread.
I will agree with you, Brittany, on that. Only if you have pineapple with jalapeno on the pizza.
And I do jalapeno and pepperoni. And then I'm a weirdo who also likes mushrooms. So that's like my toppings on my pizza if I can.
Here we go.
Okay.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, I could do mushrooms. I can't do any sweet toppings on my pizza. Only savory stuff.
Okay. Getting savory like Tex Avery. Let's see. So Brittany's that's your most unpopular opinion, Cap.
As of right now that I can think of off the top of my head, because of what the examples that like Ray was giving, yeah, because I hate candy corn. I think it's nasty.
Thank you.
And then when it comes
everybody
to like
has
or
flaws.
sweet potato pie, it depends on who's making it. Or like,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because sometimes pumpkin pie really hits, and then sometimes sweet potato pie really hits. So it just depends on who's making it and where I'm getting it from and whatnot.
Okay.
Very diplomatic answer.
Jay, what is your most unpopular opinion that doesn't involve making Kenny Omega fans angry?
Let's see here. Pickles on any sandwich have no place in society.
Ooh.
Wow.
I can't stand it. I hate pickles. I order a sandwich and I ask for no pickles. It doesn't matter if it's a burger or whatever.
Wow.
And if I taste that they like peeled the pickle off, we gonna have some problems.
You don't rock with the Chick-fil-A joint, Jay?
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Chick-fil-A, they marinate their chicken in pickle juice. So
I make sure that I say I don't even eat Chick-fil-A like that either, honestly.
okay, yeah, and they do that at Popeyes too.
Interesting.
Popeyes, I know I have a problem with that. That makes sense. So I didn't know that, but that does make sense.
You have a problem with Popeyes?
They don't do it with all of their. They don't do it with all their chicken. They do it with the breast on the chicken sandwich. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
Yeah, but pickles do not belong on a sandwich at any point. No.
Wow. I think
I love
after we all give our answers, we've got to say what's the most egregious. And right now, Jay's the leader in the
Well,
clubhouse.
I think because the thing is, like down south, we do the pickle is a necessity for people down south. You know,
It's a staple.
that's what gives the sandwich like extra zest. You know, that's why they put them on Nashville hot chicken sandwiches.
Uh-oh.
Which is
Shout
what
out to
my mom
Gerard
is making
Downtown
for
Brown.
dinner tonight. So
What are you making for dinner?
my mom, she's making chicken sandwiches, and we put pickles on them. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's the necessity for this. Yeah.
respectfully. No, I can't
So
do
right
it.
now, Jay has the most unpopular opinion of the unpopular opinions. Chris, what is your most unpopular opinion? I'm sure you have a lot, Doc.
I think I've got a bunch. Like my unpopular opinions are like on like movies. Like
Okay.
I love all of Michael Jai White's straight to DVD movies, except for one. The one I don't like is the one he did with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's not Stone Cold's fault. It's not Michael Jai White's fault. It's just not a great movie.
what is the name of this?
I forget the name of
I
it.
don't even know.
They're
I'm
what
looking
this
gonna
movie
look this
happened.
up.
They're looking for some, like they're trying to protect some kind of package, and you never know what the package is. They just call it the device the whole movie, and the movie is so horrible that you don't even realize they didn't even name the device. And by the time the end of the movie is there, it's like, what was the device? And I was listening to an episode of Steve Austin's podcast, and someone asked him, what was the device in that box that you had in that Michael Jai White movie? And Steve Austin was like, I don't know. They never told me. And it's like,
It's called Blood and Bone.
Wow.
Is that what Gerard Brown is saying?
Blood and Bones.
no, it's not Blood and Bone. It's something else. Like,
Is
if you
that a
Google-
wrestling
if you-
reference that I don't know?
Yeah, if you Google Michael Jai White and Steve Austin, I'm sure, because I think it's the only movie they did together. So it'll come up. But yeah, and I also like because my mom likes Wonder Woman 2, I like it too, because it's just that's a movie that she like. Anytime my mom likes something that I like,
Right.
I'll take to it, and she thoroughly enjoyed Wonder Woman 2, so I liked it too. I like Interview with a Vampire, and people shit on that movie.
Okay.
I love that movie.
I love that movie, so I don't know.
I love the
And,
movie,
like,
the show.
Yes.
Don't get me started on Interview with the Vampire. I got my
No,
dad.
not interview with a Vampire. I love that one, but I'm talking about Vampire in Brooklyn. That's
That's a
That's a totally different movie.
yeah,
Very much so.
people,
That's a very
people
good
love-
movie.
because I do like Interview with the Vampire though, the show and the movie.
Oh,
I even kind of like the Aaliyah one.
Akasha,
the
Queen of the
Village of the
Damned.
Damned. Yeah, Queen of the Damned. Yeah,
He's coming to season 3.
yeah. So it was
Interview with the Vampire, starring Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I used to watch Homeboys in Outer Space, man. I was watching that for like
Homeboys in
a
Outer
season. I was
Space.
younger. I was watching all kind of shit. Like there's certain things that I liked as a kid that as an adult I realized were stupid. Like I was the kid that would argue up and down with you that Baywatch and Baywatch Nights had good plots. I'd be like, yo, because I seriously got into, like, I know everyone liked the TNA on that show. I was seriously into the plots. I wanted to
Story
know.
arcs.
Yeah. I wanted to know if like Hobie and Summer were gonna escape the deadly jellyfish, or if Mitch's double was gonna do. I was interested in that shit. I was interested in the first season of Baywatch Nights when the beach closed down and Mitch became a fucking detective with Garner, the black. You know, I was into stupid stuff when I was a kid, man. It's a book. I could write a book on the stupid shit that I liked. Definitely.
All right, so I found two different movies that they both starred in together. One is called Chain of Command, and the other is called Tactical Force.
Tactical Force is the movie.
Tactical Force.
That's the one
that's not a straight to DVD movie title.
Yeah. And that's the only Michael Jai White movie I do not like, man. The other ones I love. Not because of the acting. I just like seeing Michael Jai White beating people's ass, you know. It's just always like it's just a good, interested movie, you know. Not the Tyler Perry movies, but I like the other stuff.
My mom has those
right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What is right now for those keeping score at home? Jay still has the most unpopular opinion on the show thus far. I think my most unpopular opinion, like obviously, like we can have debates about candy corn, you know, frivolous as it may be. We can have debates about pineapple on pizza. We can have debates, you know, about pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie, and I'm fairly confident that I'm on the right side of history in all of those debates, Ray Williams. But I think my most unpopular opinion would probably be, well, here's the thing, because what may be unpopular to some may be wildly popular to others. So I could say something like, give black people reparations. Pay us what you owe us. And that could be unpopular to a certain segment of the audience.
That is true.
My old most unpopular opinion used to be college kids need to get paid in the NCAA, but now that's happening.
Yeah.
So let me go with something else. I think. I think it's a big build up for something that's probably not going to live up to the build up. I think. Yeah, I'll go TV movie. I'll go that route. I think bar for bar, pound for pound, money for money. Well, not money for money because they never made no money. And Andy B, if you're listening, please cover your ears because I know how much you love that man, Zack Snyder. But for my money, Jay Lacey, them damn CW shows was way better than any of them Zack Snyder movies, cuz.
That's an unpopular opinion?
You don't talk to them Zack Snyder folks, cuz.
Oh, okay.
I don't want that smoke. So apparently my unpopular opinion wasn't that unpopular at all.
Well, I mean, the only one that I would say, I do think the Justice League Snyder cut is better than the CW shows.
Okay.
That's the only one I'd give that to, though.
But have you seen that Crisis on Infinite Earths, though, cuz?
Yeah, I saw that. That was good stuff. I mean, I think the problem with the CW shows is by the third time they did it, it wasn't as special as the first time they did it. You know?
Okay.
Like,
actually,
it was.
Keep going, Chris. Keep going.
I said it was cool to see Black Panther join the Justice League on the CW shows, but then they fucking canceled Black Panther right afterwards.
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Why did I say Black Panther? Black Lightning.
I was like, oh, Chadwick was on that joint.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, they canceled Black Lightning right afterwards.
Yeah,
and my
homeboy
was on Black Lightning, Krondon. Yeah. And they canceled that shit.
Yeah,
but he's
great.
gonna be in
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. So
yeah, shout out to Krondon, man. He was great on Black Lightning. But I actually, during the course of that, Chris, like, I don't know why my brain took so long to unlock, but I actually remembered my true unpopular opinion that I may have never stated on this show or anywhere before.
Ooh.
I may have alluded to it. I may have couched it in in qualifiers. But you know what? I'm gonna say it, man. I'm gonna say it. I think this may even beat your pickle take, Jay.
Speak your truth.
Oh.
Here we go. I hate to do it, man, because this is what I grew up with. But sometimes, Chris, but being mature means realizing that the things that you loved back in the day, they was great. But that doesn't mean it's greater things can't come along.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say it, man. LeBron better than Jordan.
Ooh.
I don't have skin in this game. I don't follow sports. What
Look,
you call
I
it?
feel like
Sports ball
a
matches?
burden. Brittany, I feel like a burden has just been lifted off me. I've been carrying this around for so many years, Chris. Like, I love Michael Jordan, but I think
Now, if we're
LeBron
talking
better than
about-
Jordan.
I like
Space Jam movies.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's better.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, now
There you go.
There
There you go, Brittany Monet.
Like people would have those debates, like, because I think a lot of times what people say about Michael Jordan is that the players that he played against weren't the creme de la creme. Like he played against Magic Johnson, but Magic Johnson was on his way out. He played against Isaiah Thomas, but Isaiah Thomas got tired of basketball when he was like 33. So that's the argument.
Took him out the game.
That's right. His Achilles.
Yeah. He said he could. Well, I mean, he was kind of phoning it in before the Achilles, but yeah. I mean, that is the prevailing reason why. But that's another thing though too, is like they didn't get Michael Jordan didn't get the best version of Isaiah Thomas
or Larry
Bird. So that's like that's the argument against Jordan that I hear. Because I see the truth in that, and I also see the fallacies in that too. Because on the one hand, Charles Barkley is one of the coldest basketball players to ever live.
Yeah.
Would he have gotten a championship if Michael Jordan didn't play? I don't know. I really don't. I can't emphatically say that.
He had a better shot at least.
He had a better shot. Yeah. I can't. Reggie Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say emphatically.
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing, I think, had a better shot. Yeah, I think Elijah would have probably gotten more.
While Jordan was on hiatus.
Yeah. He got. I give Elijah his credit. I say he got one while Jordan was on hiatus, because there was that year he came back and the Magic. And the Magic fucked him up in 7 games, and I do count that as Jordan was playing. And hey, when he got you can make the argument that he got his legs back in the next season, but Shaq still has that on him, and Jordan has one on Shaq. So,
Mike got the rings, but I'm just thinking strictly basketball for basketball. What LeBron does at this age, like he's the all-time leading scorer. He's gonna finish in the top 10 all-time in assists. Like what he does to make other players better. Like, I hate to say it because I grew up on MJ. But LeBron is better, y'all. I said it. I spoke my truth.
Oh, man, I'm disappointed because we're comparing apples to apples. It's not apples to apples comparison. 2 different positions, 2 different eras.
Yeah.
It's still fruits.
I do think that if my life was on the line and one of those players need to hit a game-winning shot, I'm giving the ball to MJ and I'm trying to live another day.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
I'm not
I
giving
see
it-
that,
I'm
Jay.
not- I'm not giving it to LeBron. LeBron.
I see that, but let me take your theory and flip it around on you, brother. If I gotta form a team to play for my life, my first pick is LeBron James because he can play multiple positions. He can make people better around him. Like Jordan is a singularity that is brilliant. But I think LeBron brings the best out of other players.
I'll give Jordan made Bill Cartwright a fucking NBA champion and Luke Longley. I mean,
LeBron got Tristan Thompson a ring.
yeah. I think Luke Longley and
Anderson Varejao got a ring because of LeBron too. So
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just about to bring that up.
I see what
Matthew
you're saying about that.
Dellavedova, Deli out here with a ring.
yeah.
Mario Chalmers.
I mean, I still think Jordan got the bigger lames rings
Yeah.
than LBJ, but
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why it's a good debate.
mm,
Yeah. It is a good
So Ray Williams, I guess right now I might be the leader in the clubhouse. I may have usurped Jay Lacy. But Ray, you asked the damn question. What's your answer?
All right. Well, I know for a fact I'm probably gonna usurp you, brother Nate, because again, this is a question that entered my mind based on what I thought to be some very outlandish, bold statements given by the professor last week in terms of a musical debate, if you will, an award. Someone who won an award that I felt was well deserving of the award. I'm not saying that the artist was better than all.
Don't say it, Ray.
In question, but I will state that I enjoyed Macklemore's and Ryan Lewis because they were a team at the time. I enjoyed Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, The Heist, over Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. And here's the thing. I can take someone liking Macklemore as a rapper. You like lame rappers, that's your business. I can't take I can't take someone saying Macklemore is a better rap, even if you like that album better, Ray. I can't take anybody saying that Macklemore deserves Grammys over Kendrick Lamar. That's blasphemous to me. It's just not even a fair thing to put on Kendrick Lamar.
Well, I felt that we're not talking about the Kendrick Lamar of now. We talk about Good Kid, Mad City, which was a great album.
Yes.
But I think for what it was.
Oh, hold on, Ray. Hold on.
at
2
the
seconds.
time-
2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
2 seconds, Ray. Jay is back. Jay is back. Jay, did you hear this egregious statement that Ray Williams made?
That's why I left. I'm like,
you ain't gonna win no points with people from California saying that shit, man.
Exactly. Y'all West Coast folks. I know.
Yeah.
So Ray and Jay was riding around talking about why you baby sitting on them 2 or 3 shots, and Ray pulls up next to them. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $40 in my pocket. This is fucking awesome.
I haven't listened to either of those albums in entirety, so I don't have an opinion on that. But I think because I know the Grammys have a tendency to be racist and not give like people of color their dues, I will say I think maybe you are wrong on this. Right?
Yeah, all I was saying, because I mean, I don't get down, I don't make fun of someone's music, because whatever your tastes are your tastes. But if you are an awards committee, if you got together as a committee, it said that Macklemore deserved a Grammy over Kendrick Lamar, I don't see what planet that makes any sense. I just don't see it.
Were you a Grammy voter, Ray?
Yeah.
No, I might have been too young. You know the Grammys, they probably
Because
the voters
Kendrick
probably
Lamar,
stray in like the 50s, and they probably stray in a different hue than me.
yeah. Well, Kendrick Lamar, that first album is probably my favorite album from him too.
Really?
I got it or what you were just singing.
Swimming pools.
Swimming pools.
Swimming
Yeah, that's my
pools.
jam. What was it? The
Money Trees. Is a
Money.
good
Yeah,
one.
Money
all that
trees.
shit.
You don't even
Ray
know
said
the
he ain't
song.
listening to none of that. Ray talking
You
about
ain't.
where are we going? This is the moment. Tonight is the night.
That's my help. That's my hype up song, bro.
Yeah. See, and that's how I
Good
can
to see you, Ray getting
And
geeked
that's
off
one
in
of the
there.
things that's one of the criterias I judge rappers on too, is can you wake up a region that was asleep before you got there? And Kendrick Lamar, we really didn't have a lot on the West Coast before he became what he was. Like, you were getting some of the hypey stuff in Northern California, but E40 wasn't like a spitter, you know. E40 was a guy that, you know, said like funny, clever things. But I wouldn't think E40. I don't even think E40 would put himself on like a greatest MCs list, you know. And Tupac has been dead for 30 years, and
Or has he?
Yeah, it's Snoop. Snoop had a moment in the 2000s, but his main moments were the 90s. And Kendrick Lamar was the guy. The Game, he tried, but it never amounted to what Kendrick Lamar did.
So Ray,
but
you may have lost this argument, but I think you've won for having the most unpopular of the unpopular opinions, sir.
Yeah.
But you said waking up a region. My brother Macklemore woke up the
White
Seattle Pacific Northwest. He was the best thing out that
So
region.
I
who followed him?
didn't
Follow
know-
him.
I didn't even know he was from there until you just said it.
That is true.
That's the
I
point.
thought
It's
he was
like,
from like Detroit or something.
yeah. I thought he was like South African or something. I know what the hell that nigga
I
was.
was French Montana.
This is slanderous.
You mean South African and pro-Palestinian? No.
I had no clue what that dude was or where he was
Speak
from.
up to Nelson Mandela.
Yeah. Like, there are certain rappers, like when you hear
Seattle
their
rap.
name, you automatically think of the city that they're associated with, right?
Yeah.
Like Cash Money, I automatically think of Louisiana.
Mhm.
You know, No Limit, I automatically think of Louisiana. Master P, automatically think of Louisiana. E40, automatically think of the Bay.
Yep.
You know,
Outkast.
Outkast, automatically think of Atlanta. Macklemore, I had no clue where the fuck he was from. Vanilla Ice, I don't know where he's from.
I know Vanilla Ice is
Don't
from
put
Miami,
them- don't
and
put
the only
them-
reason I know
don't
that
put
is
them in.
because like there was a big controversy back in the day. Like he stole a lot of things, but he stole like half of his persona off of some Miami gangster.
Right, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
All
And
I want people to
Snow is from Toronto, but when I
Yep.
think of Toronto, I don't think of Snow. I think of real Snow. I don't think of the rapper Snow.
Damn.
Well, the thing is, I just want people to know, like, he's not a bad rapper, y'all. He's a good rapper. That's all I
Does
want.
he still
people
make
to-
music?
Don't put him in the. Don't
Hamilton
put him
Cast
in
is a
vanilla.
better rapper than him.
Oh wow. He said Lin-Manuel Miranda's a better rapper than Macklemore. Son,
The slander.
son, is this
Like,
your king, Ray?
I think it's okay to like a Macklemore song. I really do. I think you start losing people when you start saying he's better than Kendrick Lamar.
I'm not. No, ain't nobody saying he better. I'm just saying he was deserving. I'm not saying he should have beat him, but he was in the running for a reason, Chris.
Yeah, because white people picked him to be the Grammy winner. He won
And
the
because
Grammy.
he had a decent album. They ain't gonna
Yeah, he had a decent album. I think that's almost an insult to the word decent. But I'll concede that word. I will concede the word decent. But Kendrick Lamar, it has like Kendrick Lamar kind of reminds me of like Lupe Fiasco, where I just don't think Kendrick Lamar knows how to make bad songs. I don't think he's got. Kendrick Lamar has albums where it's hard to skip even one song on it, you know. Macklemore, come on, man. Like, the shit they play on the radio, I got tired of after like the second listen, you know?
You ain't like the part of the song, Chris, where it was like, nah, 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 nah.
Isn't that a My Chemical Romance song?
I mean,
No, that was that same Macklemore song.
yeah,
Ray's Hype song.
that music has a place, you know. I think the music it gets people into the genre. So for that reason that it's good, but once you're in, you can't be saying dude is better than.
I only know 3 Macklemore songs. I know that song that I just sang. I know Thrift Store, and I know Same Love, and that's it.
Yeah. I think that might be the only 3 I know from him too. And
because
I do
all the hit. See, we talked about Outkast earlier. See, you got to delve deep into the catalog.
Do we really, Ray? Do we really?
Yeah, come on, dude. The fact that none of us delve deep into that shit, just
are we judging the book by its cover?
Yeah,
I think
like it's like to me, this is like a Flow Rider argument. This is like trying to say,
no.
Yeah, this is like trying to say Flow Rider.
I ain't gonna front though. That WrestleMania song had he had a bunch
Flow
of
Rider has
Green Light.
Yeah,
the Green Light joint was hot.
Yeah, like Flow Rider has catchy songs that are okay and playable, but he's not a good rapper. When you use that term. You gotta save that for people that are actually good rappers. Like Lil Bow Wow's got some fucking songs I like to listen to. Wow. Lil Bow Wow's not a good rapper.
Damn.
He's a gimmick.
Wow.
It's a gimmick.
Damn.
That's the thing where that's where we have the issue with. I think Macklemore is a good rapper. He is a good rapper in my opinion.
No,
so that's where we just...
no. See, this is what you're doing. What my wife does. He is objectively not a good rapper. He's not.
Come on, B.
He is.
Just because you just talked about preference, just because you don't prefer him, don't make him a bad rapper. What metric
is he a good rapper? I have to know it. Like, what metric would you give to him that you wouldn't give to Tupac or Snoop or to an actual good rapper? Like, what metric
Eminem.
do you give? Eminem? Like, what metric do you give to Macklemore?
I'm not saying that you give him something that you don't give those guys. I'm saying that he is a great lyricist. I believe he's a great lyricist. And
you saying great, Ray?
The act of rapping.
You said great.
The act of rapping.
You're not helping your case, brother.
You said he was a great lyricist. I think we probably should I think we've exhausted this topic. Great lyricist, man. Come on, dude.
He hit you with that Willy Wonka. I said good day.
Question for the ducks thing, because I also would like to get to my dinner.
All right.
My question was, since my thing was about Frankenstein earlier, what of the classic monsters that you think deserve a better modern adaptation?
Ray, redeem yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start this one.
Go ahead.
I'll go with the Wolfman because they tried to do a remake early. I think it was either early this year or late last year. Didn't work out the way they intended it to. So
Right.
I think they could. I think there's more meat on the bone with the Wolfman.
I agree with that, Ray. I really do.
Okay. Consensus.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Find some common ground.
What you got, Jay?
You know what? Off the top of my head, I'll go with the Invisible Man.
Woo.
Oh,
I think they could get really creative with a good story with the Invisible Man. So I'll go with that one.
they had one recently with your girl Elizabeth Elizabeth Moss. That I think that was a decent take on it.
saw
Lee
that,
Wanell.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that's good.
It was recent.
What's it called? I'll check it out.
I think it is called Invisible Man.
Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see me.
It's an interesting concept to it, though.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'll check that one out too.
Okay. So we got two Wolfman. We've got Invisible Man. If Brittany's criteria is like the classic monsters, like the classic joints, like the ones that showed up on your cereal back in the day, I gotta go with my man Dracula on these streets. We'll go with Dracula, and I think the way you could do it, because here's the thing: this damn man Morbius done ruined vampires for a season, I think. So we need to go far away from that. We need to go to the classic adaptation of Dracula, but with a twist. He a black man, yo. He a black man that got bitten by the vampire, and the people was mad at him because he was black and he had a castle, and they tried to kick his black ass out the castle, but then they thought he was dead, but he ain't dead because you can't kill them vampires. Starring John Boyega. I'm Black Dracula, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
You asked the damn question, Brittany Monet. What you got?
Well, we didn't. Did we ask Chris what he wanted?
Chris
No, I
agreed with Ray.
didn't even answer the monster question either.
I thought you said the Wolfman.
No, that was Ray that said that.
Oh, you were just agreeing with Ray.
I agreed with Ray. I thought the pick was within the realm of sanity.
I'm about to leave the set.
If it were so, I got these are not popular monsters, and I don't even know if you call them monsters.
Okay.
But so this isn't my pick. This is just kind of like a 1B honorable mention to the white folks in The People Under the Stairs. That I always thought my Brandon Adams is a childhood homie. He's like a couple years older than me, and I always thought that that movie didn't get the shine that it deserved. So I was hoping like it'd get some love on a remake. But what I wouldn't mind seeing is another Wes Craven joint, and that's the Mask. I would like to see an origin story of. Well, I don't know if this wouldn't count as a monster though, so I have to go with a monster. Because I was gonna say the Scream Mask guy, but that guy's not a monster. It's just a motherfucker killing people. Yeah. I'd probably say I was gonna go with a remake. It would probably be is now everybody I'm thinking of is not a monster because I don't mind a good Carrie remake, but Carrie's not a monster. Carrie was a girl that got treated like shit by her high school friends. So I don't know. Have to see what monsters, because all the monsters that I like, I thought they all got their good. Like Freddy Krueger, he had decent movies, and Michael Myers. I mean, he had a couple sucky ones, but he also had some good ones. Let me see.
Who's a monster Dwayne Johnson could play?
I don't know if he would want to play a monster. He's not into causing division now.
Like from I would like if you could give me. I would want to see. I'm going to count this as a monster, even though it's technically a ghost.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing an origin story of the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man. Like, how did he become that? You know, like, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Okay. The origins of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Wow.
And there's this from one of my favorite actors was in one of my favorite underrated movies called Frighteners, Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
And there was all kind of monsters in that shit that I wouldn't mind seeing in the new movie, but that's not a popular one.
So Chris went with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, the origin story of the Marshmallow Man. I'm with it. Brittany Monet, you asked the damn question.
Oh, mine would be the Mummy. I think that we need another.
Oh yeah.
I do like the Brendan Fraser one, but like you said, that Tom Cruise one, not it. And that's that's the only classic monster movie I have not seen is Creature from the Black Lagoon, is that's why I didn't pick it. So I need to watch that. Because I think they're all on Peacock, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the Mummy would be one that I would like to see done again, besides the fourth Mummy movie that they're doing with Brendan Fraser. So
are they bringing it back?
Yeah, they announced it. They're gonna be doing with Rachel is coming back too. So I'm like I'm very excited for that. The first two were like two of my favorite movies as like a 9 and 10-year-old. So I'm very excited.
The Scorpion King with that horrible Scorpion CGI.
Hey, it is what it is. Because that movie that he got was really cool. I love that movie.
Yeah,
early 2000s, man.
Scorpion King, I liked it a lot.
The PlayStation 2 graphics.
Yes.
Look like Crash Bandicoot.
We love Crash Bandicoot.
All right, you leaving us, Britt?
Yeah, because I think my nephews are also here and everything. So I do want to see. I have to go to bed early too because I work super early tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, it was nice chatting with y'all. I'm on Twitter and Blue Sky and Threads and IG at Hi Brittany Monet.
Hi Brittany Monet.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to promote besides voting?
Okay. Watch Frankenstein, watch Sinners. I don't know, listen to Fall Out Boy, and don't listen
on Pete Wentz. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
I met him once.
Yeah, I met him a couple times too. Yeah,
I was gonna say I thought you were getting ready to launch into a Pete Wentz story.
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah. I mean, I met him when I was bartending in Hollywood back in the day. He was cool. I didn't even know he had a black grandfather. His
mom is black.
Yeah.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
fellow. Also, I say he's my fellow biracial Gemini because we're both
yeah.
That's what's up.
This man Chris has lived a life, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brittany. If we don't talk to you before then, happy Thanksgiving, fam.
You too. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Enjoy your Sabrina Carpenter concert.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Brittany Monet, ladies and gentlemen, aka the lady from the top of the show. All right. So Ray's asked the question. Brittany's asked the question.
Yep.
Chris, I think it's time for you to ask a question.
Okay. Besides Macklemore, what's an embarrassing singer or embarrassing song that you know you shouldn't like, but you like?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And you and you just like it, and you gotta when it comes on the radio, you gotta listen. You have to listen to it all the way through.
Okay,
and you can't name Macklemore, so you.
well, I ain't embarrassed about Macklemore.
Ray is proud about his Macklemore love.
Well, I mean, some people would try to like claim something everybody already knows, so you gotta go to something else.
Jay, what song comes to mind when Chris asks that question?
I don't have songs. I've got artists. Like,
okay,
for real. Like imagine this. I'm painting a picture. So I ride a Harley, right? So I got my earbuds in. I ride my motorcycle up and down the town, right? And I'm glad like my Spotify is on like random shuffle because I have a guilty pleasure, and her name is Katy Perry. When the birthday song come on, I'm in my full falsetto on my black bike, rolling down the freeway. Today is your birthday. Like it's nobody's business, man. So between like Katy Perry songs and like Pink songs, and bro, I
used to love Pink when she sang black music on the first album.
in her Pigga era.
Before she decided she was too good to sing black music. I was fucking with Pink on that first album.
Yeah, man. So pretty much any like pop music star.
Katy Perry is a good one.
She's the first one that came to mind on my mind. You know what I mean? So it's hard to
see Jay revving up the Harley, just getting ready. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started.
Like or Dark Horse comes on Katy Perry. It's a wrap, bro.
The Katy Perry song that I like is the one that Calvin Harris produced with Pharrell. Feels. Don't be afraid to catch feels.
Oh yeah.
I like that one.
Okay, that was a good one too. I think one of my favorite Katy Perry songs, like Firework be getting me emotional.
Yeah.
But then there's another one. Oh, the Last Friday Night remix with Missy Elliott. That joint.
Oh yeah.
Dancing on Tabletops. What you know about that, Ray Williams?
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
I think I took too many shots, but I forgot.
Hey, speaking of Missy Elliott, the other one that came to mind too was remember that song by Tweet? Oops.
Oh yeah.
There goes my shirt up over my head. Yeah. Oh my.
Yep.
I've heard you, man. Who can I be?
Dina Howard has entered the chat.
Tweet was so fun back in. She was. Tweet could get it, man. She was fine. 2000s, yo.
Chris is like she was almost number 44.
I almost got to interview her when I was a student at USC, but it never came to fruition because this is right when she divorced her preacher husband, and she became and she's like, I'm not I don't go to church no more because of the preacher husband. And I was looking forward to interviewing her and asking about that, but I never got to do that. So, and I would have probably tried to shoot my shot. Me and my ex were coming upstairs, and so I would have. She's about 10 years older than me, but I would have, I'd have been
like, why is Chris undressing in the middle of the interview? Like, oops, there goes my shirt.
Oh my!
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Ray Williams, what is the artist or song that is your guilty pleasure?
All right, so there are two that come to mind. And again, I have no shame or embarrassment about Rocket Macklemore. So one is a song that comes back from childhood,
Okay.
from my prepubescent stages in life, and it was a one-hit wonder from a band called Eiffel 65.
Oh, Blue.
Yes. Blue double D double dot in parentheses.
Yeah. Those songs back then were made for you to like want to listen to again and again. One of my music theory friends told me about like the formula for shit like that makes it like ear drugs or something like that. I forgot how he explained it, but when he explained it, it made sense.
Well, listen here. I'm about to tell a story, man.
Yeah.
And he ain't got nobody to listen to. Yo, so that song was so everywhere on the radio. It was so ubiquitous.
It was.
Yeah,
When that song was out, me and my buddies used to meet up and like play cards and stuff. Sometimes we play poker. But this particular night we was playing Uno. And as everybody knows, there's a point in Uno where you can change the colors when you get the wild card. And now picture this. This is a group of 20-something black dudes. Not 20 black dudes, but 20-year-old black dudes. And whenever somebody changes the color, it happened at least 5 or 6 times, maybe 7 times, 6-7 times that evening. Whenever somebody dropped down the wild card, they'd be like, all right, so what's the color? I'm blue, double D, double da. There's a bunch of dudes getting hyped off of blue.
And that was a jam, man. I used to, I think that came out when I was like 12 or 13 or so. And I had moved to a different area where they had Radio Disney. And they used to play it, boy. The Radio Disney used to play that thing like once an hour, boy. And, so that's one song. And then another song I kind of got into when I started teaching. And it was always a good song to prep me for the weekend. And that is one Friday from Rebecca Black. Classic.
R&B, Rebecca Black.
Classic guilty pleasure song. I love that. I still play that song.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Thursday, but today is Friday.
That's the only thing, one of the few things I should say that I liked about the Breakfast Club, because Charlamagne and DJ Envy, Chris's mortal enemy, used to do this bit on Fridays where they would sing Katy Perry's Last Friday Night, and then they would switch to singing Friday, and it used to get me hyped to go to work on Fridays, man. It's Friday. I think Rebecca Black like came in the studio and sang it with him one time. Friday, getting down on Friday, because you know they had to sing it manly.
Man.
Fun. Looking for the weekend.
I have that, and I have it's one. It used to be a meme, or I think there is like a meme of a dude. It's like something about it's the weekend. It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. I was like, oh, that's getting me hyped too. That would be like my back-to-back songs.
Well, shout out to Rebecca Black. Yo, you know what's crazy? Tying things together, I saw somewhere, it might have been on IG, Rebecca Black and Katy Perry was actually on tour together.
Oh, wow.
Like Rebecca Black was opening for Katy Perry. I don't know if she got most songs, if she just sing Friday, but Rebecca Black was out there with Katy Perry.
Because I think Rebecca Black, she tried to make like a little comeback when Diddy when he was not
just going right.
Legend of his crimes. No, he had the TV show. They had the TV show on Fox where the singers would try to redeem themselves.
Oh yeah.
And Fergie was like the host or something like that.
On that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Rebecca Black was on that.
Yeah. All of his reality shows were just self-serving PCs where they were not to find
I'm not mistaken.
like
Yeah, I think so.
Like why would you, if you're trying to build a rap group,
Mm.
why would you on camera tell these motherfuckers to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge and get your cheesecake?
You know what, Chris?
Yes.
I don't like your attitude right now, Professor. I'm shutting the studio down.
But cheesecake, man, this is crazy.
Only way I'm opening it up is if y'all walk down to Mr. Chow's, get me a number 7.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest way to not take a rapper seriously is to see him walk or her walk and get cheesecake. You know, like, could you imagine DMX having the career that he had doing that shit? Could you imagine Jay-Z?
I'm not gonna get the cheesecake.
Yeah. Could you imagine fucking Eve having the career she had if you saw her kowtow to some dipshit to get him cheesecake? Rap music is counterculture and antagonistic and music that disobeys. It's not walk and get me cheesecake shit. He fucked those kids up doing that.
The only 3 good things that came out of making the band that season of making the band. Number 1 was Elliot Ness and that song "My Hood." That was actually a pretty good song. Number 2, we got that skit from Dave Chappelle, which is still classic to this day. Dylon. Breast milk, you made my day. That's real Cambodian.
You too close, man.
And then the third good thing that came out of making the band was your boy Dylon, man. Because Dylon had a time this is 20 years ago now. But he had a time going on these shows and social media talking about his experience. So shout out to Dylon.
I feel bad for Dylon because he actually did have a shot at being a rapper. And his instincts initially were correct when he said, "This isn't making the rap band, this is making the bitch." I was like, so go get the fucking cheesecake. I was like, whoever tells this motherfucker I'm not getting the cheesecake is gonna be they're gonna have a couple albums under their belt. Whoever does this shit, your career is done. And of course, done, you know.
Yep. So shout out to the band, wherever they may be. But those are some good picks, Ray. My picks, and I've got more than one because I actually have a playlist on Spotify called "White Girl Wasted." And the nature that you might can discern from the title, Chris, the nature of all these songs is they are random songs by white women that I love, but I don't be telling nobody. For instance, we got songs like "Damn, I Wish I Was Your Love."
Oh yeah. What's her name?
Sophie B. Hawkins.
Sophie B. Hawkins. Yeah, that was. My mom used to listen to that shit. Sophie B. Hawkins.
We got songs like. Yeah, Sophie B. Hawkins was cool, man. But
they played her on the Black station out here for a little while. That song, not all of her songs, but that song.
Well, there's a theme here because a lot of these white women were played on black radio stations from time to time. Because the next song on my playlist, Jay Lacey, comes from a woman by the name of Jane Child. I don't want to fall in love. Love cuts just like a knife. Ooh, you make the night feel good, baby. Yeah, I'll fight this till the end. Jane Child in the building. I got a bunch of Tori Amos joints on there.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I got your girl Lisa Loeb on there, Jay.
Oh yeah, I used to have a crush on Lisa Loeb in the 90s. I thought those glasses were just so like
Hey, when me and my wife on a road trip, it's not a road trip until Lisa Loeb come on and we both gotta sing it.
Yeah,
Lisa Loeb on that joint.
Yeah, she's probably the second white girl I ever had a crush on. The first is Punky Brewster. So like,
okay, me too, bro. Same note too, bro.
Yeah, and then the next one is gonna be Lisa Loeb.
Okay. I got some cranberries on that joint. Zombie. Oh. Like, go ahead, Lyra
Oh,
Valkyrie,
yeah,
sing your
yeah,
song.
yeah. The Cranberries were good artists, man. The Zombie, fucking Let It Linger. What was the other one? The Dreams. That what it was called? Dreams.
Yeah, Dream.
I think so.
My every possible way.
Yeah. Every day.
La, 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 la. Yeah,
But then-
R.I.P. Jane. What was her name? The lead singer, not Jane Whelan. She's still alive.
No.
What's this? I'm blanking on her name, but I know it under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
Just can't think of it. Right
Ray can look that up real quick. But the topper, Chris, out of all of these wonderful white women songs, the song when it's raining like it is in Southern California, you got to go to that Garbage Son. I'm only happy when it rains.
Yeah.
I'm only happy when it's best condition. I'm only happy when it rains. Pour your misery down. Like, ooh. Now I know her name. That's Shirley Manson, y'all.
Yeah.
Shirley Manson with the Garbage.
And the lead singer for the Cranberries is Dolores O'Riordan.
Dolores.
Yeah, really. R.I.P. to her, man. She was cool. Yeah.
But I might have to share that playlist with y'all.
Yeah.
White Girl Wasted. I got some Luscious Jackson up on that joint.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What you know about that Luscious Jackson, Ray?
Nothing at all.
And you never will, brother. But yeah, shout out to all the white women on my White Girl Wasted playlist that I may share with the fellas. But Chris, this is a great question. You asked the damn question. What's your answer, sir?
Yeah, I got a bunch, man. As far as artists where I like more than one of their songs, it's gonna be Ace of Base. I used to all that she wants.
All that she wants.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, and then the one where the Sign.
Yeah.
All that shit was
but
like.
Where do you belong?
Yeah. It's nostalgic stuff for me, you know. I used to listen to that song. My mom used to listen to this shit, and at first I didn't like it, but she played it so much that you kind of like start liking it by osmosis. And that's that Sylvester song. That You Make Me Feel Mighty Real.
Oh, I thought you was going the other way with it.
Yeah, which one?
Actually, I may be confusing some Sylvester. Yes. No, Sylvester was Mama Used to Say too, right?
No, that wasn't Sylvester.
That wasn't Sylvester?
No.
Because as soon as you said it, I was like, Mama Used to Say, think of the young man.
Yeah.
Mama used to
Who sings that one, Ray? Look it up, please.
Yeah.
Will
so Sylvester was You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. That joint, like the Weather Girls, because my mom used to listen
it's raining,
to
man.
So that
the whole soundtrack.
Yeah, that shit used to. And I was watching an episode of The Game where Malik was like, they thought he was gay, and they sang that song to troll him.
That episode was crazy, son. I'm gonna put you to bed scene.
Yeah, that was so.
Put you to bed.
Yeah,
put you to bed, Malik.
Yeah. That was just. It was crazy.
Rocking on with love is war. I'm your soldier.
Yeah. It's crazy to talk about the 2000s like with nostalgia now, even the 2010s, But yeah, I also liked there was just a lot of just like shit that came on the radio, because I got like a playlist. It's not White Girl Wasted, but it's just songs like that. I know I shouldn't be liking, but for whatever reason, like that High Hope song by
that's a good one.
Panic by the Panic at the Disco. Yeah. Like that.
Speaking of Fall Out Boy,
yeah.
Mama said.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mama used to say was performed by Junior.
Junior, okay.
Yeah.
Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Mama used to say. When they used to come on NBA 2K, I forget which year it was. Like they used to get me hyped to go to the park.
On 2K.
Yeah. And then there was this one song that came out in the year 2000, I believe, by Junior Senior.
Yeah.
And it was like, everybody move your feet. Like that.
Yeah.
It was on the White Chick soundtrack.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just like, speaking of white chicks, that singer, the piano girl, where
1,000 Miles.
1,000 Miles. Yeah, is it Vanessa Carlton?
Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah.
She had some songs that I used to like. Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah.
There was a few that I used to like to varying degrees where I would just have to like let it play. And,
let it play out, Chris.
Right, yeah.
Let it play out.
And it's
Michelle Branch had some jams for me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she was cool too. Yeah, she was cool. Yeah, my and then my little sister. I didn't really like the song, but I respected the hustle of the three because they were the only dudes in that area that were like the boy bands that played their own instruments and shit. So I had some respect for them. The Hanson brothers.
Oh, yeah. I knew you were going with Hanson.
Yeah. I thought because I hated boy bands. Just because I knew how manufactured they were. So if you were a boy band, you were on my enemy. So me and Pollock in the 90s and the 2000s probably couldn't have been friends because if you played some NSYNC or some fucking
Backstreet
98
Boys.
Degrees or
I was all in. I was all in it, brother. Even in a black neighborhood, it took me by storm.
He said, "I was in the
B2K." Ray just walking down the block. New kids on the block had a lot of hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
Yeah.
I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. Negro ain't no Abercrombie and Fitch in this neighborhood.
Yeah. I can listen to
apple bottoms. You talking about?
Yeah, I can listen to New Kids on the Block only because I respected the hustle of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis because they did the reverse of what white guys used to do in the 50s to us, you know?
Right.
They took a white group and was like, yo, let's have these white boys sing black music and put them up in front of the Apollo.
We need a white new edition.
Yeah, and make millions of dollars off of them, you know? And then the white guy, whoever that fucker was, he stole their formula with NSYNC.
Lou Pearlman.
Lou Pearlman, yeah, and he was a punk ass too, man.
Yeah.
You know, R.I.P. to him, I guess.
There we go. The weird R.I.P.
Rest in hell. You know,
R.I.P. I guess.
Yeah. But that fool, like, because I think the way they did it with New Kids on the Block set the whole group up for success after the band a little bit better than the Backstreet Boys or the NSYNC did, you know? Because with NSYNC, the only one that really stayed relevant was
Timberlake.
What's his name? Timberlake. Yeah. And then the rest of them just kind of fell off. That one dude announced for Family Feud for a year or two.
Was that Joey Fatone?
Yeah. But the New Kids on the Block, Donnie is still on. Or Blue Bloods just got canceled. He's on.
Yeah, but he got his own show.
He's doing a new one.
Yeah. So like those guys were just set up for after success,
and they still tour.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And
So-
one of them from the New Kids on the Block, I think it's Jordan Knight. He does like the home design. He
Right, yeah.
DIY shows or whatever.
Yeah, and he had a brief like couple songs in '99.
Yeah.
Not really my cup of tea, but you know, it was like,
Did he do that Give It To You song?
yeah, that was him, yeah. Jordan Knight.
Baby, you know I can give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no,
Yeah,
I don't think anybody
remember
wants you to give
this
it
shit
to
from
him.
the 2000s with my dude from Soul Food, Darren's Dance Moves, and on the commercial for it, he was like, "Ain't no lie, bye, bye, bye," and he was like, "I teach you the dance moves at your own speed." And she was like, "Get your money, that dude," but that shit was so fucking corny, man. I was like, yeah. And shout out to
hip hop.
Yeah. Shout out to Darren. I like Darren. It's just that commercial, man. I wonder, like, I hope he got paid. I hope he got chipped off doing that shit. Like,
so there's an artist, and I'll get to my question here in a second, fellas, because I got two last things on this one. This is a great topic. We might have to clip this, Ray. But first thing first, a song I omitted that I didn't tell you is on my White Girl Wasted playlist. I found the Connected Education Connection song. That's on there too. Get connected.
Oh,
free.
yeah.
And Education Connection. Get connected.
Oh, wow.
Free. That's on the joint. That's on the playlist, fellas. But then when Chris mentioned Sylvester, What You Make Me Feel, a song that's kind of in the same vein is by, his first name is Jermaine. I can't remember his last name, but We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off to Have a Good Time.
We take our clothes off. We'll have a good time.
Oh no, we can laugh and party all night and drink some cherry. Like, look, if you keep drinking this cherry wine, somebody taking their clothes off.
Yeah,
that's how cherry wine works, yo.
Yeah,
I think it's Jermaine Stewart.
Yeah. R.I.P. to him.
Yeah, R.I.P. for real this time.
Yeah. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to Sylvester.
Yeah, man.
I think one of the Weather Girls might be dead, or both of them might be alive. I'm not sure. One of them was Martha Wash, who was with CNC Music Factory.
Yeah,
and they used that fine in shape girl.
Zelda.
Lip sync Martha Wash. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Freedom Williams, I met him in New York. I'm still Facebook friends with that guy.
Chris has lived a life, y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
Real.
Yeah. I think it just comes with having families on both coasts. You know, it's just, you know, you run into people.
They're like, hey, Chris, meet Freedom. He's going to show you around. Freedom's like, let's make a move. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on, let's work. Baby.
Like the thing about New York, it's kind of like LA, but like in New York, if you could be a broke dude, but if you know like the right like rich people, you get into all kinds of parties, you know, like you get into like places that you normally wouldn't get into, you know.
Is that Chris on stage in a mesh shirt?
Oh my goodness.
I had to hit the whole run, Ray.
You had to sing it all the way through.
And shout out to Marshall
We
Wash.
sing all the way through.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Marsha.
No, Martha Wash is still alive, but it's
she passed away.
No, she's still around, but she, you know, they fucked her up by getting that girl singing her place. Like
it's almost like Milli Vanilli, because the real singers for Milli Vanilli, they were like in the late 30s, early 40s, and they didn't have the right look, and so they got these two random European dudes.
Yeah.
Rob and Fab.
Fab used to be on the radio out here on like the adult contemporary station, like one of the Kiss FMs, or maybe it was the Wave. So he was on one of those radio stations out here for a little while.
Do you remember when, like, this may be a little bit too old for Jay and Ray, but do you remember when Milli Vanilli came back and as Rob and Fab on the Arsenio Hall show to prove that they could sing.
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing.
Fab could really kind of sing a little bit though, but Rob was like,
Yeah, the only thing that you really needed to work on with those guys was their harmonizing. You could have made them like a Terrence Trent D'Arby of the day, you know. You could have gotten a couple singles. You could have gotten a couple singles out of them.
Because they were good performers. They were really good performers.
Yeah, the band manager just purposely set those young brothers up like that.
Kept lying to them. Oh, you'll be on the next record. You'll be on the next record.
Yeah. That was some fucked up shit. But yeah, that was what happened to those dudes.
Yeah,
now you wouldn't get away with that. But
no,
back then, yeah.
I remember, man, shout out to Fab because he was trying his hardest on that Arsenio Hall. Girl, what do you want to tell me now? Like that boy been practicing his English. Girl, is it him or is it me? Brother, enunciate, Chris.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Little German brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Downtown Julie Brown
used to love me some Downtown Julie Brown.
Dated one of them or was just friends with them. But if look, man,
it could be true.
If you got to if you got to go a couple rounds with Downtown Julie Brown back then, it was worth the downfall.
Yeah, just make sure you wear your wubba wubba wubba.
Right, yeah.
Bang. And on that note, it's time for my question. R.I.P. to Rob too, though. Rob, he did that brother dirty.
Yeah.
Did Jay
Downtown Julie Brown too?
Yeah, man.
Did Jay ask his question yet? Or no?
No, I'm asking my question. Then Jay's going.
Oh, you're gonna leave it to Jay? Okay.
Yeah. So this is probably the last parlay before Thanksgiving that we're gonna do. So my question is, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food and or side? So very simple question, nothing hard hitting. Jay, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food or side?
Man, my favorite is a baked macaroni and cheese. It has to be in the oven. It has to have like everything that's delicious and causes cholesterol and high blood pressure and everything in it. I mean, my mom used to do it, and she showed my wife how to make it. And quiet as kept, my wife has overtaken what my mom does. I mean, this thing. I mean, she put her foot in it, ankle deep, bro. She put it down. So like a big fat macaroni and cheese. Just a little bit of crust on top, just to make it a little bit crunchy. But like, it's almost like a casserole. It's that thick, bro.
Right.
Ray, what's going on with your little measly vegan Thanksgiving?
Oh, here we go. So,
your green bean casserole.
I'm a pescatarian, so I do partake in fish. Okay. So I like a sweet potato casserole. I like you put the marshmallows in there, and then if you want to be fancy, and throw some pecans up in there. Ooh. I love it when you mix everything, and then with the brown sugar, baby. R.I.P. to D'Angelo.
R.I.P. to D'Angelo. So many.
R.I.P. segment. God,
I know, right?
So much loss.
But which makes us thankful that
there it is, Ray. That we are still here.
Circle. Yes. Full circle. But yeah, I think I'll go with sweet potato casserole.
Okay. What about you, Professor?
Yeah, so there's a few things with me. Like I like the turkey if it's done right. Like Uncle Ray's fried turkey, the greatest. You could do so much with it, like especially when you're done with it. It turns into good leftovers, like with sandwiches and soup and all that stuff. So Uncle Ray's fried turkey. the way I cook macaroni and cheese is the best, I think.
Challenge accepted.
Because I use 4 different kinds of cheese.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah, I use cheddar. Well, 5 if you count the Velveeta. I use Velveeta too. And then I use half and half instead of milk. And if you for me, what I do is you either take Flamin' Hot Lay's or Flamin' Hot Cheetos and you grind them to the point where people don't know they're Flamin' Hot Cheetos or Flamin' Hot Lay's.
Okay.
Like
and you use that instead of the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And then that's always a hint. And some people pick up on it immediately, but a lot of people like, what you put on top of this? And then when you tell them, they're like surprised. So that's my favorite thing. And then sometimes you could do the Flamin' Hot Lay's where you just leave it like crumbles, but not where you can still tell they're chips. So that's one of my favorites. But yeah, I like all eating holidays. So Thanksgiving, any holiday that's an excuse to barbecue. I know one of my mentors said Juneteenth is a day to give back to the community, and you're not supposed to be partying on this day. And I'm like, look, if you give me the day off in the summer, I'm barbecuing. Something's getting barbecued.
Leave it here with something.
I'll do the community stuff, but something's getting barbecued. Some corn on the cob is going on the grill. So whatever. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving though. And the thing I love about Thanksgiving is it comes at a time when you're in the mood to eat that kind of food, because most of the time, like I wouldn't want to eat like turkey and stuffing and shit you get at Boston Market on a regular basis.
Shout out to Boston Market.
Right, yeah. I do, but during the fall, I do want to eat that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
That man Chris breaking down the secret to his award-winning macaroni and cheese. That's why the brother got such a fiery temperament.
The flaming hot, it keeps the fire burning all the time.
I think he singed Britney's eyebrows earlier.
The problem with breadcrumbs is that on Thanksgiving, some people go breadcrumb crazy with the food they cook. They don't just put it on one dish. They put it on the macaroni and cheese. They put it on like the fucking, the green bean casserole. They put it on like a bunch of different shit. Breadcrumbs are good if you use them in moderation, not on everything.
Pro tip. I asked the damn question, so let me answer it. All of y'all have very good answers, even you, Ray. Can't go wrong with the mac and cheese. Can't go wrong with the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. You gotta have that fried turkey, man. The fried turkey with like the injection.
Fried, man. Yeah, with the injections, yeah. It's like once you have it that way, I can't even go back Chris. To eating it like a regular turkey out the oven.
You turn into a king from like the 18th century. Somebody give you a regular turkey. Get this away from me.
Yeah, I'm like, what kind of white people shit is this?
Peasant food.
Turkey in the oven. Put that shit in the deep fryer and bring it back.
There you go.
But I think, turkey needs a sidekick, man. Batman had Robin. Superman had Crypto.
Know where you going with this?
Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen. LeBron James had Dwayne Wade. Shaq had Kobe for a little bit, then they started beefing, but we're not going to talk about that. R.I.P. Kobe. But I think stuffing and I'm emphasizing stuffing because I know down south we got a lot of dressing folks. Dressing's cool, you know, but I like the stuffing. I like a good stuffing, man. Don't give me that stovetop, son. Even though stovetop did come in clutch during my college years, but
I know it did. Yeah, and back in the day, with them kids on the commercials that was sneaking 2 dinners. Like what's your mom making for dinner? What time are you eating those? What time are you eating dinner? 7. What time are you eating? We eating dinner, Mom. 5. Hello, Mom. And then you get your 2 fucking dinners and scheming ass white kids.
Just be
2.
stuck.
Yeah, 2 things of stuff.
Yeah, so stuffing is probably my favorite, man. But a secondary answer, Chris, because I do think there is something like turkey sandwiches are good anytime, but there is something to the Thanksgiving leftover turkey that takes the sandwich to another level. Even if you put pickles on it, Jay, that Thanksgiving turkey leftover sandwich. Woo! And what I like to do sometimes, you know, I think Wawa and them owe me money because I think I was the first person to put the turkey with the cheese and the stuffing and the cranberry sauce on the joint and make a leftover sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Tell you what you owe me, Wawa.
They do that at a soul food restaurant out here in Inglewood. They have like a little like sandwich kind of thing that they do. And they have soul food tacos where they put the greens on the taco shell and the black eyed peas with the it's some good shit, man.
Interesting.
You could choose from smoked turkey, fried chicken. If you're a Vigro, you could choose like
Vigro.
Whatever.
I'm just gonna speed past that.
That's gonna be Ray's new name. Lock it in.
One of the girls on that NBC show, Grand Crew. I heard one of the dudes on that show. He was a vegan on that show, and she was breaking up with him, and she called him you Vigro ass. It's like
that's hilarious.
I actually like this show. Another unpopular opinion. I like that better than Abbott Elementary. But...
No, it's not. That's not an unpopular opinion. I'm writing an article on that because what happened?
Grand Crew over Abbott Elementary.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened with Grand Crew is the people at NBC, they have a cultural history of doing that kind of shit, and it's spilling over into NBC. And it's once I start reading up on it, I was like blown away because they did that to every single black show. In the 90s, they turned every black show to Friends, you know? So, or not every black show, but they stopped putting on black shows, and every show had to be a Friends remake. And that was purposely done. So stay tuned for that. But
I like that show.
And also stay tuned for the next time Ray says something crazy. Next time Ray says something crazy, we're just gonna look at him and be like, Vigro, please. Jay Lacey, you the last man on deck. What is your question for the team?
Man, you kind of stole my thunder with that the Thanksgiving one, man. So I'm scrambling over here for a different type of question. But okay. If you were given a superpower, which is one that you would not want to have?
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. A lot of people will ask you, what superpower would you want? This is the opposite, Ray. What superpower would you not want?
That is true.
Go ahead, Ray. Lead us off.
Yeah, I know when we talked about, because I think we brought up before the ones that we would want. And then I thought of having just controlling things with my mind and moving things around with my mind. Telekinesis. But then we made it into a bit where I use my telekinesis, but end up messing things up, and I'll be like, my bad, and I fly off. So telekinesis is what I want, but telepathy is what I don't want. I do not want to have the power to read everybody's mind. Like some people be thinking of some sick stuff. So it's like I don't want to know, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep too. I don't need to know what my neighbor thinking about it like next door.
Oh yeah,
So I think that's one.
Yeah. I don't want to know what my wife is thinking. Shit. I don't want to know what my mom is thinking. If I had kids, I wouldn't want to know what they were thinking. Shit.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Especially if they get mad at you too.
Right. Yeah. That sucks, man. Can I go next on this one?
Go for it.
Oh, tag.
Yeah.
Tag.
All right. Yeah. I don't want any superpower that's gonna leave me deformed with like any fucking like any looking like beast and shit like that, or any shit where I'm touching a motherfucker and taking away all their strength and can't fuck normally because I'm zapping all your strength. So none of that rogue shit. Yeah, none of the Incredible Hulk shit. I wouldn't.
You don't want to transform, like you don't want to be like turn into a werewolf and then breaking your bones,
ripping my jeans and shirts and shit and my shoes, running around barefoot in this motherfucker.
Okay.
If the gamma rays can prevent meningitis or something like that from running around in public barefoot, I'd think about it a little bit harder. But yeah, none of those fucking deformed superpowers, none of them. Like if it's like a normal superpower, even telekinesis, I think I could work my mind in a way where I'm not using that shit and abusing the power,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, being like a or fucking Cyclops' shit. Nah, man, I'm not gonna fucking wear where I'm not gonna wear sunglasses all the time, and like if they fall off my fucking head, my eyes are going crazy looking at a motherfucker.
Right, there goes your house. You done zoomed off half your house.
Doesn't sound fun to me. Basically, a superpower that I got control over is the only powers I play.
Okay.
You're looking around like Velma from Scooby Doo, and you done took out half your house.
Yeah,
my glasses. My glasses.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I don't want any superpower like Doctor Strange or Constantine. I'm Constantine, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't have me talking to no spirits, no ghosts, no demons. I don't have me going to other realms. Like, no, man, they're like, Doctor Strange, we need your help. You're gonna have to find somebody else, cuz. I ain't the one or the two.
Constantine,
my grandmother got taken to hell. Constantine, can you save her? Hey, R.I.P. respectfully.
Yeah. So
I can't do it. Can't do it.
No, you can't be Lucy either, right? Because Lucy and Constantine are friends, right? In the DC universe.
I'm not opening no portals, Chris.
Right? Yeah.
Some stuff you can't come back from.
Yeah.
I am not messing.
I used to love
stuff
that.
you're not coming back alone. Yeah. I ain't bringing those.
Lucifer used to smell shit.
No, sir.
Yeah, I ain't doing that, Chris. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm Constantine, y'all. Jay Lacey,
Not
you asked the damn question.
Mm-hmm.
You asked the damn question, Jay. What's your answer?
That would be, all you guys had great takes. I would I would hate to have the power to talk to animals, man. Because I would hate it because I could tell you what's wrong with your dog or whatever, but no one would listen to me. They would just think I'm crazy, just talking to horses and elephants and giraffes and stuff like. I would hate to know what they think, and that means I gotta learn multiple new languages. It would just be a burden. I would not like that. And also, I would not like the power of smell, like super smell.
Yeah, I would have known.
Yeah.
I would not want that curse. Keep that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'd hate to be Aquaman.
You like Dr. Doolittle.
Going fishing and shit.
For real.
Asking me not to eat me. I'm like, I'm about to throw your ass on the grill, my dude.
Don't eat me. Don't eat me.
Yeah.
Have you met Ray? He's a pescatarian.
Right.
That would be the worst.
But you know what? One good thing that could come from that superpower, Jay, if you could talk to the animals, man, like Dr. Doolittle, you could see if these ducks had a good time while we was feeding them on the pond, ladies and gentlemen. Cut the damn music, Ray. The abrupt cut is always funny to me. All right, so it's time to wrap things up because I feel like my computer's trying to have issues. Cash Patel, get off my damn computer, sir.
See, I knew he was on.
Ray Williams, let's go around the horn one last time. Anything you want to promote before we get out of here, brother?
Not much. Just continue to stay tuned with us here at Nefarious Media. I'm hoping to have an episode finally of Styles Break Fights podcast for next week, where we review UFC 322, where we have a new UFC welterweight champion, and we also have a woman who successfully defended her UFC strawweight champion, or no, UFC flyweight championship in Valentina Shevchenko. So we're going to talk more about that, talk more about all the stuff that I missed from last month, including the gambling scandal with the UFC, people getting poked in the eyes, and whether people are getting punished for doing that severely enough, or whether they're getting slaps on the wrist. So we're going to talk all about that and have that up for you guys next Monday. If you want to follow me individually, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Two Way Ray. You can find me on Instagram at Mondo Dondo1.
Jay Lacey.
Yeah, you can check me out right here on the Nefarious Media Network. Coming up this week, my tag team partner Downtown Gerard Brown are bringing Ring Theory, where we'll be breaking down the upcoming pay-per-views from both AEW and WWE. So we also got some other things like our uncrowned champion, who we would see, or who we would have loved to see as a world champion that never quite got that distinction or got that ring, so, or that belt. So that should be coming out later on this week. You can follow me on Instagram at Jarek_wins. I'm also on Blue Sky too. I can't remember what that is. It's probably Jarek Wins. But yeah, there's only one Jarek, and he's the one winning. So thanks.
Okay. Chris Ely, what you got, Professor?
Yeah, so a new article on my Substack came out today from on Lincoln Square. Lincoln Square released my article on Megyn Kelly, where basically they told me to roast her, and it was like those kind of articles are the easiest to write, especially if someone is just like an obvious bullshitter like Tulsi Gabbard or what's her name, Megyn Kelly. It took me like 45 minutes to write both of them. It might have even taken me 30 minutes to write the Tulsi Gabbard one. Her bullshit is just so obvious and easy to find. I wrote 2 articles on my Substack that are there right now that are still hot on the streets. 2 articles on Stephen A. Smith, which is not an easy article to write because he's so good at bullshitting that you actually have to look for the bullshit, listen to him talk, and find because what he does is he says some true stuff within a sea of bullshit, and you have to pick them both out. So that's hard to do. Charlemagne is the same way as well. But Envy's easy because that nigga ripped people off with real estate. That shit took like you talking about that fool took no time. Yeah. So read those, check those out. And then I got some stuff coming up this week. Not at liberty to say but that NBC article, a history of fuckery towards Black folks on the NBC network. Whether you're Don Cheadle starting off his career in the early 90s, or if you are Joy Reid in 2025, NBC Universal has a history of playing games with Black folks. So check that out.
Yeah, and in regards to that Substack article that Chris wrote about Megyn Kelly, the interesting part, Ray, was about halfway through. He channeled his inner Kendrick Lamar, who we all know is objectively better than Macklemore, and he was like, "I ain't even bleed her yet." I agree
with that. Yes, I agree.
He said, "I ain't even bleed her yet. Should I bleed her bet?" When I see you standing next to XIII files, I believe you see. I can't even like. I got caught up in the moment, but the sentiment was there. For the rest of us, check out Nefarious, as Jay alluded to, man. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up for the remainder of 2025, heading into our 1-year anniversary in January, man. It's been a wild ride. We ain't going nowhere. We got lots left in the tank. For me personally, check me out on Twitter, Nate Mosaic. Check me out on Threads and Blue Sky, Nate Mosaic 757. Instagram, Black Nate, BLAQUE_8. But most importantly, follow Nefarious on all our socials. Ray, I'm gonna stand still. Hit that TikTok jank one last time, so it covers me.
Oh, gotcha. Hold on.
You will not be able to stay home, brother.
Follow us on the TikTok, y'all. Chris got a TikTok that's hot in these streets right now. Chris Core, check it out. But we trying to do a lot of things here, man. We got a Chris Core part 2 after today. Yes. Yes.
Probably after last night and today. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, for more, just follow us, man. Hit us up on the Patreon. Hit us up on the YouTube, man. We trying to do big things, and we can't do it without y'all. So for Chris, for Ray, for Jay, for Brittany, for Shadua Sanders. Keep your head up, man. Keep your head up, kid. This has been another episode of the Parley. Lord willing, we'll do it again next time, man. Everybody have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And until then, we out. Hit the damn button, Ray. Respectfully.